Good morning. Hello, people. I see Holly and Nicole is here already. Hey, Holly. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Nicole. I'm not gonna lie, I was almost late for a second there because I was sitting here scrolling on TikTok. I was sitting here scrolling on TikTok. I actually just really honestly doom scrolling. And I wanted to share a couple of clips before we get started, just to give people time to come in, and then we'll get into the actual topic. I actually changed the title from constipation remedies because that's really not what I want to talk about. To what I really wanted to talk about is how my latest like weight loss push has been sort of kind of stalled by my level of constipation. And how that's been making me feel. So that's really what I want to talk about. So I changed the title, but we could talk a little bit about remedies. But just to give people like maybe 5 minutes to get in, I'm gonna share a couple of these TikToks that I found, y'all. Completely unrelated. I just wanted to see what the GLP-1 girlies were up to on TikTok. I typically don't do that, but I was being a little nosy this morning while I was waiting for the stream to start. So first, hey Jen, hey Nicole, hey. So first we have Amy and Half. I don't know too much about her. I just know she'd be on TikTok triggering people, and that she's probably one of the most extreme cases of weight loss on a GLP-1. One of the most. So I found this TikTok and I want to see what you guys think really quickly.
This to this, then I guess I do have an Ozempic built. A built that gave me my life back. A built that transformed my health both physically and mentally. Being on a GLP-1 medication transformed my life. I always recommend Fridays for all things GLP-1 because with this Ozempic built gave me newfound confidence. My health did a 180, the ability to be a better mother. I will be forever grateful for this built that I have now and what a GLP-1 medication has done for me. If you mean a body.
So what do you guys think about that? I'm pretty sure they mean build, but she was just responding to their comment. What do you guys think about that? And I found out that Amy had a tummy tuck. Now I did know that she had a lot of loose skin. That I did know about her. But apparently Nicole says she looks sick. She's from Chicago. Oh, okay. She's from Chicago. Okay. All right. Hi, Lori. I mean, like, so I saw this, right? And then I was scrolling. I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. We got a few minutes. But hi reindeer. Hello. Good morning. So I saw this and I was like, oh, okay. Now somebody said, why is she standing like she's in pain? And she kind of is like she has a little bit of an awkward stance here. I don't really know what's going on with that. I'm not okay. I'm not gonna lie. Honestly, I try to refrain from I try to refrain from saying that people look like they've lost too much weight, because I don't want to come off as if I'm judging. But Amy makes it hard. Amy makes it hard to not say that. So let me scroll down a little
look
bit.
at how gorgeous.
So she eats.
I'm taking grated Parmesan cheese.
She eats.
I'm going to skip breakfast because I told myself last night that I'm done eating crappy.
And this is the exact reason.
So we're here with Amy, and she is at her 3-month follow-up.
This is what I saw.
We are going to do a little Q&A today. So, Amy, tell me, what are some of the questions you've been getting asked on social media?
One of the top questions I get asked is that I went with a drainless tummy tuck, and just because people saw my transformation right after the procedure and taking off my garment for the first time, and I think there was a lot of surprise and shock that I didn't have the drains.
So Jen thinks she does this on purpose. You don't think she's really confident in herself, Jen? I think you think she did her boobs also? Okay, yes. Oh, thank you so much, Reindeer. I'm actually really still tired. I typically don't do StreamYards this early in the morning, but I needed a reason to get out of bed because I was having a really hard time getting out of bed. I've been exhausted. So yes, please hit the like, please like and subscribe. Thank you so much. Share the stream. Leave a comment. Good morning, everybody. Oh, you think she does the standing on purpose? Okay. I don't know. I mean, yeah, like she does it for shock value, I would say. But she definitely
Losing more than half your body weight is life changing. And you know what else has been life changing? Being on a GLP-1 medication. But I know that GLP-1 medications are not always easily accessible. Fridays is helping change people's lives. Not
I'm surprised. Does she get back? Do y'all know if she gets backlash for like that who said the nothing better than skinny feels? That type of like, oh, you shouldn't be promoting being thin. Do y'all know she gets that kind of backlash? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not saying she should or shouldn't. I'm wondering if she gets that kind of backlash. So I thought that was interesting from Amy, the whole standing in the one side of her pants kind of thing. I know she does a whole lot of dancing.
But
and
look
stuff
at her
like that.
eyes, and it's the way she's looking at the camera that's just, she just loves being sexy.
I don't know. But Jen says yes. Okay. All right. Well, I mean, I thought that was interesting. So I'm going to share one more from a different content creator. I just wanted to show y'all a little bit of my doom scrolling this morning, and then we can get into the topic. I sound sick, do I not? Weird. I feel like I sound sick. I hope I'm not getting sick.
It's no one else's fault but my own fucking stupid ass. You know, I failed to go.
Hold on.
GLP-1 dose is way too high, and it's literally my fault. It's no one else's fault but my own fucking stupid ass. As we know, I failed Wegovy after trying it for 2 months. I was on Zepbound before. I did so well on Zepbound. I started at the 2.5, went to the 5, went to the 7.5, went to the 10. I had like no side effects except for the feeling of being dehydrated when I would move up on doses that lasted like a day, which I don't even count that as a side effect. When I got approved for Mounjaro, in my brain I was like, let it have any side effects. So like just put me back where I was. And it was also the sense of like, I just lost 2 months of my life wasting it trying to make Wegovy work. Like I want to just get on.
Why do so many people have that experience? They go from Zep to Wegovy for whatever reason, maybe to save money or maybe their insurance or whatever. And they all say like they wasted that time not losing any weight. Wow.
The dose that I know is like my favorite. And boy, am I paying for it. Okay. I took my first injection last Saturday and I felt totally fine. Like no side effects, like eating normally, like totally felt good. And it was like the first week in months that I actually didn't feel sick as shit. And I just was relishing and I felt so good. And then 2 days ago, I took my second injection and now I can't fucking eat. And luckily I don't feel that feeling of like, I'm too sick to eat, which is like how I felt on Wegovy. I always described Wegovy to people as like, it felt like I had the flu without the fever versus like Zepbound. I don't have those same like restrictions. Like I can eat whatever. But right now, I think the dose is too much of a shock to my body, where like I will eat 2 or 3 bites of something and it will be fine. I'm not like disgusted or want to throw it out, but I feel like I just had a fucking buffet feast, like after 3 bites, which is not good. I'm going to attempt to self-correct for the next 2 weeks, which means instead of doing my injection once a week, I'm going to do it every 10 days instead of every 7 days. I'm gonna see if my body can like get adjusted based on that. And if it's not, then I'm gonna move down my dose. But the trouble with these doses, when you get them directly from the pharmacy and they're not like the compounded, like I'm trying to like do the syringe. I'm assuming that's how you push the syringe in. Those syringe ones, the compounded versions, you can move up like from the 5 to the 6 to the 7 to the 7.5. Like you could move up in those like small little increments. But when you get it from the pharmacy, you can't adjust that all. Like you have the 5, you have to move up to the 7.5 if you want to move up. There's no 6. You know what I mean?
Do y'all think that Eli Lilly is eventually gonna consider this? The fact that people can't go in between doses, they can only go to the prescribed doses. Do y'all think that now that they've at least given single dose vials, they will consider multi-use vials so that people can self-adjust? I wish they would, but I want to say no. I don't feel like they're going to do it. I feel like as a huge pharmaceutical company, they want the medication packaged like as securely as possible. So, I mean, but I don't know, because how do people take insulin? Do people have to self-dose insulin? Or do they come in like pre-prescribed doses, pre-filled syringes or pens or something like that? I don't think Eli Lilly is gonna work with this. I don't think this is one of those things they're gonna account for. Like it just is what it is with the doses. I think it would be really nice. It would be really nice if they did, but I don't think they're going to. Do we think they're going to come out with new doses, right? Like, so they have a 2.5 and a 5 and a 7.5 and etc. Do we think that they'll incorporate like a 6, a 9? You think they'll do? I don't think they'll do that either. Like they have ways around working with this, but I don't think they're going to. I don't think that they're going to. But I definitely know what that feels like to go up in dose and then feel like you can't really, well, not really can't eat, but just more so like don't want to. I've been feeling that on the 10. So I felt like that would be a good segue into me talking about how I've been doing on the 10 milligram and how my weight loss has been coming along. I wanted to find a TikTok that was like a little motivational as far as weight loss, and I ended up looking up Amy, and that was not motivational at all. It was not motivational. Like it wasn't. This has been proven to be a potential disaster. Correct. I mean, with the way people treated compound, sure. The thing I don't think people play around with their insulin doses like people do with GLP-1s. Okay. I don't want to get too down a rabbit hole with this. Maybe we should do a stream about this. But the thing that I feel, right? I feel two things. I feel that one, people can't be trusted. But there's a but. I think people can't be trusted not only because they're dumb and people do stuff for clout, but also because people are treated as such. Like they're treated as they can't be trusted, right? So compound is a good example of like people are capable of overdosing themselves or doing stuff that nobody told them to do, but it's also a good example of people can handle themselves, right? So it's just like, which demographic of people do you choose to model your system after, right? Do you pick the group of people that can't be trusted and say, because this group of people can't be trusted because they do dumb shit on TikTok, we can't allow the masses to have access to their medication in this way? Or do you look at the people that are responsible and use the ones that are stupid as the exceptions? You know what I mean? So it's like disaster, I think, is a stretch. I think it's a stretch. Will some people hurt themselves? Yes. Some people will hurt themselves, but I think they are the exception. I think they are the minority, but as Jen said, they are the loudest. Absolutely. Absolutely. They are the loudest. But on average, I think people will be fine with multi-use vials. I think they will be fine, honestly. Are there going to, and then the people that hurt themselves, of course, are going to get the most attention. So that's up to Eli Lilly to do that type of damage control. But just to avoid all of that, it's just easier to do it the way that they're doing it now. So I get it, but it's like, I don't think it would be as much of a disaster as people act, because if that was the case, people would be dropping like flies in emergency rooms from compound. They're not. Like I think people are more likely to get a bad dose or bad batch of compound than they are likely to hurt themselves. You know what I mean? But have there been people that have went to the ER because they took too much? Absolutely. But that's user error, as we say in IT. That's user error. I don't think people play around. Yes. Okay. I said that one. I gave my husband his first dose of Manjaro and there was no golden dose as described on YouTube. Yeah. Some people can, but not all. Okay, so with that being said, I was just interested in that because, it would be nice to have a little bit more, as a person that has to inject from vials and I'm on Zepbound, it would be nice to have some flexibility. Like I honestly would be very interested, highly interested in what a 9 milligram was like, because I love the 10, but there are things about the 10 that I don't like that we're going to get into. So I would really be interested in what like a 8 to a 9 milligram would feel like, but on Zepbound, not compound, right? So y'all, I'm down bad. Your girl been struggling. If you haven't already, please like the stream and please subscribe and leave me a comment. Good morning, everybody. I know I'm not usually live this early, and if I am, it's typically a vertical. I bust out my laptop for y'all. Amen. Really, just because I've been exhausted and I needed a reason to get up. So I talked about this. Okay, I couldn't decide if I was going to do this in a pre-recorded video or in a live stream. If I do it in a pre-recorded video, I'm going to be compelled to edit it. Like I'm going to be compelled to make it look very neat. And I just don't have the energy for that right now. So I'm doing it in a live stream in hopes that people will see it, right? It's easier to get the videos further, right? It's easier for more people to see those. Not so much the live streams, but hopefully people will see this. So I had decided to spend this month getting back on the wagon as far as like my weight loss, because I had decided to not focus on my weight as much for the past 2 months. I just didn't have like the energy for it. I was feeling a bit burnt out. So I spent the last 2 months not really doing the things that I felt I needed to do to lose weight other than taking Zepbound. I am now at a point in my journey where just taking a GLP-1 alone is not enough, right? Unless I just decide not to eat. Like if I just take my GLP-1 and don't eat, then maybe it'll be enough to get me where I'm going. But I eat, like, right? Like I want to eat. I mean like I want the benefits from eating, right? I don't desire food because I'm on a 10 milligram, but I want the benefits from eating, right? Like I want the energy that I get. I want my hair to keep growing. I want my nails to stay strong. My nails have been fairly strong. I want my skin to look good. I want the protein for my muscles. So although I could just lean into my 10 milligram and not eat, I prefer to eat. I prefer to eat. It's still hard to eat enough, but I prefer to eat. Okay. Welcome to Vadim. Is that how you say that? You can let me know in the chat. Vadim says, do you still crave sweets? I do still, even on a GLP-1, but I stop around half as before. I found this awesome company called Okra Protein Ice Cream. It's awesome. Dark covered chocolate. I still crave sweets. I can't eat as many sweets as I could before, but I still crave them. And I have not heard of the brand Okra Ice Cream. Okra Ice Cream. No. Vadim. Okay. All right. So thank you so much for falling out of the clouds. It seems like you're new. So if you're new, let us know. And everybody in the chat, please welcome Vadim. So no, I still crave sweets. Yes, I do. And I'm okay with that. Honestly, I'm okay. I'm in a position to make better decisions as far as my sweets, but I'm not perfect, right? Like I'm not perfect about that. So So with that being said, I was really pumped about getting into October and my weight loss. I shared in the beginning of the month that I started out the month at 183 pounds and I was 14 pounds away. I can't even say it without laughing, but I'll tell y'all why in a second. I was 14 pounds away from being out of obesity and into being overweight. Now, viewer discretion is advised. I'm about to tell you some crazy shit, okay? Because I'm a little crazy, whatever. But so I had decided that I was going to have an aggressive October, meaning that I was going to do all of the things, the exercise, paying attention to my diet, fasting, resting, sleeping, all of the things that I needed to do, taking my GLP-1 every 7 days, blah, blah, blah. I was going to combine all of those together to really try to have an aggressive October and get that 14 pounds off. Now, before you start panicking, for those that are uninitiated, I am fully aware that 14 pounds in a month is an aggressive goal. However, we know the general understanding that sustainable weight loss is 1 to 2 pounds per week, which is roughly 4 to 8 pounds per month, right? But we typically say healthy weight loss, but I heard it described as sustainable, which makes more sense to me, right? That's what we can expect as far as consistency goes. But that doesn't mean we can't have months that are better or, not as productive as others, right? So I can spend 1 month losing 1 pound, or I can lose 10 pounds the next month. You know what I mean? And I've definitely had at least 1 month on Zepbound where I lost 11 to 12 pounds in a month. I've had a week on Zepbound where I lost 8 pounds in 1 week and it stayed off. You know what I mean? So it really depends on the person, how much weight they're trying to lose, how fast they're trying to lose it, and what they're doing to lose that weight. So when I made a goal for myself of losing 14 pounds in a month, I knew I was being crazy, but it was okay. Like the point that I was trying to make was this is going to be an aggressive month, right? So that wasn't me promoting that for anybody else to do. And if I didn't make the 14 pounds, I wasn't going to cry over it. It was just, this would be a really nice goal for me to meet. But I had a strategy to meet it, right? And it was working for the first week. I lost 3.5 pounds in my first week. But I'm at a bit of a roadblock. And it's not because of the things that I was doing. It's because of I don't know if I want to blame my dose. I really like the 10 milligram. Me and the 10 milligram are like here. But I'm having a really big problem with constipation. And it has been this way ever since I switched to the 10 milligram. Like I had maybe like 2 days of diarrhea in the first week, but ever since, and am I on my second box or my third box? I think I'm on my second box. I ordered the third, but I haven't started yet. I think the new box that I just got is the third box, but I still have 1 dose left, I believe, in my second box. I'm pretty sure. So I think I'm on month 2 of the 10 milligram. It's been so long that I'm losing track. Month 2 or 3, but I'm pretty sure it's month 2. So I've been struggling, like ever since I got to the 10 milligram, I have been struggling with constipation. Now, I have not suffered from constipation since I was on compound. And I'm talking, it's been at least 5 months since I've been on compound. When I first started on compound, I always struggled with, not even when I first started, my entire time, almost, I think, 8 months, 10 months or something like that. I don't know, people. I've lost count. It's been over a year since I've been on a GLP-1. But let's see, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February, March. I think I was on compound for about 8 months. The entire time I suffered from constipation. So I had a regular routine that I was semi-consistent with. And that included some magnesium capsules. This is a magnesium complex that I get from Amazon. This is not a promotion. I don't get any money. I'm just showing you. The brand is Bio Emblem, and it's their triple complex magnesium. I would take this regularly. I regularly incorporated fiber gummies, and I regularly incorporated Miralax. Okay, this you can take for about 7 days straight before you need to take a break. And also some milk of magnesia when I needed it, but I don't have it in front of me. So I had like a rotation of products that I needed to keep into my diet or lifestyle, whatever, in order to not even stay regular, just to not get to the point of like going a week without being able to have a movement or whatever. When I switched to brand 7.5, before I even titrated up, I was regular. I don't know what happened. I don't know what I did. I don't know what happened. But when I switched from 7.5 compound to 7.5 brand, one, I got diarrhea, right? I would always get diarrhea at the beginning of my shot week. But throughout the shot week, I would just be regular. I would be going to the bathroom on a regular daily basis, sometimes twice a day, which was unusual for me. Like, I'm not gonna lie, even before being on compound, I suffered from like intermittent constipation. So when I got on compound, it kind of got worse. When I was on Zepbound 7.5, it was just regular. It was just regular. And then I titrated up to the 10 milligram. And ever since, I've been doomed. I've been doomed. So I'm going to get into why I feel like that's been holding me back and what I plan to do about it, and a little bit of scale anxiety that I've been having. Also, I'll get into my weigh-in as well. So Vadim says, as far as fiber, I was hooked on Costco fiber gummies. They are sweet and sour. I overconsumed them. Boy, did it make me go. That actually sounds delicious. It actually sounds like candy, though. I don't know, Vadim. Jen says, you are against cardio. Me? Am I against cardio? I'm not against it. I just don't like it. Me? You're talking to me, right? Or you're talking to somebody else? I'm not against it. I just think it should be banished to the, sunken place, but I'm not against it. Cardio is overrated. Walking, moving, swimming, and anything that is low impact is the best cardio. Weight training is way more important. Okay. Nicole says it's okay, V. A lot of times I can't even remember what I did yesterday. Vadim says, have you tried to titrate down? Problem with GLP-1 or most meds is adaptation. GIP agonists can desensitize your body's natural receptors. So there's more and more evidence that titrating down. Maybe you didn't finish your message. If you want to go get things moving again, take 4 doses of Miralax and drink it as quick as possible. Why are you trying to like kill my kidneys? I don't do that, but what I do, what what I do is I will double my dose of the magnesium. That's what I do. So the dose for this is 2 capsules per day. I'll take 2 for 2 days. If that doesn't work, I'll take 3 and then I'll take 4. If by the time I get to 4 capsules in a day, which means I've been taking them for about 4 days now. If by the time I get to 4, nothing is moving, then I just switch. So I use these in like a hierarchy, right? So I take these daily and I take these daily. If things start to feel backed up, I'll double up on these. If nothing is moving, then I'll go to this one. After a couple of days of this, if nothing is still moving, then I'll just push the button and hit the I push the nuke button and I'll go with the milk of magnesia. But I haven't tried doubling up on the Miralax. I don't know about 4 doses. I don't know about that, but I have not tried double Miralax. That probably would get me going. Now, the thing about it is I do go, but I'm not going daily, right? I'm not going every day. I'm going like every 2 to 3 days, which is like, and I think even last week it had been like 4 days. And I'm like, I hadn't even gotten to the Miralax yet. I had just been doing these and the fiber gummies. And I'm like, okay, it's time to bring out the big guns. So it took a couple of days of Miralax to get me going. But I know that I'm capable of getting to a point where I'm not depending on these things and I just don't know how to get back there. So would I titrate down because I'm constipated? No. The benefits of the 10 milligram outweigh the struggle that I'm having with the constipation. So the appetite suppression and the food noise suppression that I get on the 10 is well worth me figuring out the whole constipation thing. So titrating down is not one of my options. It's an option, but I'm not interested in that option. And stay by the toilet. They do taste like candy, I bet. Fiber never did anything for me except give me cramps and nothing else. You know what's crazy about this? I don't even know if these actually work because I take them with other things. They don't mess up my stomach, but I just take them just in case. So I put them in my daily allotment of supplements. Have you tried chia seeds? They are amazing, loaded with omega-3 fatty acids, so much fiber. You can make a pudding. Plenty of recipes on YouTube. I have tried chia seeds in smoothies. I don't like them in I don't like pudding and like Jello and stuff like that. So I wouldn't like the consistency of a chia seed pudding. If I'm feeling froggy, I can eat them whole, but I don't think I would like that either. But chia seeds, if I can figure out how to get them into my diet, that probably would be a good option for me. I go every day at least once. Well, why you got to brag about it, Holly? 3 to 4 doses. That's what I do if I get back. That works like a charm. Are you also bloated? If not, 3 days can be okay. I got bloated around day 3 or 4. Hey, Freddie, man. I got painfully bloated. Okay, so what happened? Okay, so I did my weigh-in, right? I did my weigh-in at 3.5 pounds down after I finished my fast. Should that be a different video? Okay, so we're talking about, we can talk about a couple different things. Okay, so I did my 3.5 pound weigh-in, right? So the 1.5 pounds came off during the 36-hour fast, right? So that probably was just water. That came right back. So when I weighed in a week later okay, let me back up. I was afraid to step on the scale. So after I weighed in at 3.5 pounds, right? Weighed in at 180 pounds. I was 3.5 pounds down, and 1.5 of that came off during a 36-hour fast. I spent the next week being extremely, extremely constipated to the point where it felt like nothing was working. But granted, at that time I had not busted out the big guns yet. So I think what happened was the first couple of days I wasn't paying attention to the fact that I wasn't going to the bathroom. I just forgot. I wasn't. Oh man. My hands are slippery, so I can't. Hold on. I wasn't paying attention to the fact that I hadn't gone to the bathroom. So by the time I realized it, I was on day 3, and it was like, oh shit, when was the last time I had gone? So, because my stomach started to hurt, and I'm like, oh, I don't think I've gone to the bathroom. And sidebar, whatever, call us weird, but me and my cousin do poop checks. We do. Me and my cousin talk every day. So every other week or so, one of us will be like, are you shitting? Are you going to the bathroom? Do you guys have poop checks with your like partners or friends or something like that? Because I suffer from constipation, sometimes we got to check in, like, or like, I think it's more rare for my cousin to get constipated, but every once in a while we'll be like, are you? And because we're always like on the like weight loss movement together, we will check, like, are you going to the bathroom? Are you? And then I'll be like, oh shit, I haven't. Like, I really forgot. So anyway, so last week I got to about day 3 and I realized I hadn't gone. And I started to get bloated like between days 3 and 4. And it was like going on and on. And I was taking this, I was doubling up and tripling up on this. And then I would go, but it wouldn't be like I went, but it wasn't like complete, if that makes sense. Like I didn't really go as much as I needed to go. Okay. So, and then I would go back to being, you know, constipated for another two days or whatever. And then I'll just go a little bit. So I have gone, and then I bust out the big guns. I bought into Miralax and I was taking this for about 3 or 4 days. And then I finally went to the point where my stomach wasn't hurting anymore. But that time, like last week, I was afraid to step on the scale. I was. Now, there was a couple of reasons I was afraid to step on the scale. One was because I was constipated, and I'm vain. I don't want to step on the scale if I'm like backed up. I don't want to. Am I the only one that feels that way? You guys can tell me. It's okay. Like, I'm not going to judge whatever, even if you guys are judging me. Hello, Michelle. How are you? Have you done a DEXA scan? Yes, I done it. I done it. I did it about 4 months in, 3-4 months in or something like that. Yes, I need to do an update, but I'm afraid I have DEXA scan anxiety because I haven't been weight training the entirety of my journey. So I'm afraid I'm going to have like I'm going to see more muscle loss. So I haven't done it yet. Okay. Good morning, Michelle. Hi, sweet tea. Good morning. Good morning. Are y'all all at work? That's a special cousin. My cousin is special. We do poop checks. We talking about poop. Yes, we are. I'm constipated. How much fat do you eat? It can contribute to constipation and dehydration, of course. I had not considered that. I'm gonna come back to that comment. Not weighing in until I poop. Okay, great. So it's not just me. Okay, guys, I've been distraught. And I think that's a part of the reason why I haven't wanted to do the pre-upload as well. I have been distraught. I started out really strong. I lost 3.5 pounds, and then I had no bowel movements. I did not want to step. Can you imagine not going to the bathroom for like 4 or 5 days and then trying to step on the scale? And that it wasn't like emergency room level for me because I know my body. So it's like I can go a decent amount of time. I just shouldn't, and I don't want to. But sometimes I forget. Like, just like I forget to drink water on a GLP-1, I will forget that I'm supposed to be going to the bathroom because my mind is like just not on any of that. So I didn't want to step on the scale, y'all. I didn't want to step on the scale. Now, not only that, I had been like slipping up on my diet as well. Not even slipping up. I just wasn't as focused. I think when I realized I was constipated, I stopped paying attention to what I was eating. I don't know if those things go together, but 2 things happened at once. I got really, I was really constipated, so I didn't want to step on the scale. But also after the fast, I was more so just trying to recover my energy with the things that I was eating. So I wasn't paying super close attention, right? Because I'm supposed to be doing lower carb, but I wasn't tracking. I wasn't even making sure I was eating enough. I was just eating to the point where I didn't feel like I was going to pass out, from lack of energy or whatever, low blood sugar. So I wasn't paying attention to what I was eating. And then I wasn't going to the gym either because my schedule was just so busy. And y'all know I've been taking the gym very seriously for the past month and a half. So there was and then also being in pain from constipation, that was another reason. When I did want to get up and go, it was just I can't even move my body. So there was a combination of things happening at once. I don't know if Jen gave me bad juju by not being into fasting because it was as soon as I completed my fast, everything went downhill. I couldn't poop, and that's not fasting related. That was already happening with the 10 milligram, but it was everything just went downhill at once. I was so focused on that I stopped focusing on everything else. But I think the constipation was the biggest deal. So I convinced myself to step on the scale anyway. Because, right? So here's where we're going to talk about scale anxiety. How many people think that the answer to scale anxiety is to just ignore the scale and put it away? I'm talking about if you're actively losing weight. If you're maintaining your weight or trying to gain weight, then maybe that doesn't apply to you. But I have responded many times in my life to a poor diet and a lack of physical activity by not checking in with my weight, right? And I don't anticipate weight gain on Zepbound at all. Like, I haven't really gained weight. If I lose water overnight, that'll come back. But I don't really anticipate any weight gain. But many times that I have avoided the scale, it's because I knew I wasn't doing the things that I was supposed to be doing. Now, yes, the whole constipation thing was about 70% of that. But the other 30% was like, you've been eating out all week. You've been eating out all week, and you have not been to that gym. So I got on the scale. I did. I got on the scale, and I'm not gonna lie, I was sure that I was gonna be above where I started, right? I started at 183 and made it down to 180. I was pretty sure I was gonna be at like 184, 185, because it felt like I had been eating like a lot. And that's the other thing about being on Zepbound. It skews your perception. Like, I'm starting to realize that I think I eat more than I actually do. I don't think I'm eating as much as I perceive myself to be eating. I stepped on a scale and I was back to 181.5. So basically the water, the pound and a half of, I don't know, I guess let's just say water weight that I lost during the 36, that was all that came back, like 1.5. And since then I've stepped on a scale again and it's already going back down. So I'm back to 180. So I hadn't really put on any weight. So that was a relief. But the anxiety in and of itself, I don't believe in stepping on a scale when I haven't gone to the bathroom. I'm too vain for that. And I'm not going to lie. I did. So the second time that I stepped on, it was after I finally like got the Miralax to work, and I went, like, I had a good movement to the point where I felt relief and my stomach wasn't hurting. It was like, okay, now I can step on the scale. And when I stepped on the scale, I was down like a pound. I'm not saying it was a pound of poop, but I'm just saying for all I know, had I stayed regular, I wouldn't have potentially even gained that pound and a half back. It's not really that big of a deal. I'm just, making a point. So anyway, I had some serious anxiety. So who else would avoid the scale if they're constipated, right? I avoid the scale when I haven't. My ex-girlfriend used to only weigh in naked and only after going to the bathroom. And she would always look at me, even though I didn't say a thing. I would still say, yes, I was judging. Listen, okay, well, here's the thing though. I started. Hello, friends. Don't let friends not poop. And Teddy, friends also don't threaten to burn cities down if friends go visit each other. So you have my blessing to go see Teddy. Just so you know, Teddy, if you make it, I was about to say Chicago. If you make it to Boston before me, Teddy, still love you, Brody. Friends don't threaten to burn cities to the ground when other friends in the friend group get together. Okay, so hearts to Teddy. Okay, it could have been every 5 days, meaning like my weigh-in or the poops. Like, are y'all comfortable? Are you saying like you can go to the bathroom every 5 days? And that's like a good thing or okay thing? Now back to this comment. Let me know what you meant, Jen. So I used to weigh in naked. I gave up. I'm not gonna lie, recently, like as of this month, I decided I'm weighing in my clothes. Ooh. Well, okay, so these past weigh-in, okay, no, let me not lie. Okay, so here's another thing, y'all. Let me tell y'all something. Okay, so the scale anxiety, right? I've been fucking up left and right. I have a pimple patch and my zit is bothering me. I was waiting for it to dry because I had washed my face. So I'm probably gonna put this on at some point. So if it's a distraction, my bad. But listen. Oh, I'm back to every 7 now. But yeah, it could have been to every 5 days as well. That's probably why I started off being so constipated, but now I'm back to every 7. Okay, no poop, no scale. Okay, all right, so we're all on the same page. So do y'all still weigh in naked? Because I gave up on that. Now I will weigh in without shoes and socks, but I still weigh in my pajamas. And it's not the same pajamas every time either. because I don't think that for me, and I'm not telling anybody else to do this or feel this way, I don't think it makes that much of a difference as far as like, is this going to distract you guys? That's going to be a distraction, isn't it? Oh well, you guys are going to just have to live with it. So and this area was already clean. I was just waiting for it to dry so I could put the patch on. So I'm not gonna weigh myself in necessarily a pair of jeans, but I will weigh myself in a tank top and some pajama shorts. I'm not getting naked to get on the scale. Like, and I've done that for years, and I mean like literal years. I just gave up. I just gave up because I'm not at a point where every quarter of a pound counts for me. Oh yes, very much so. Very much so. Yes, it has built up in my system. So it could be that. It could be that. I don't know. It could be. It could be. It could be. Butterball naked. Okay, so Nicole's the only one that will weigh in pajamas. I don't think my pajamas weigh that much. I don't think my pajamas weigh that much for me to care. And I think it's also because like I don't always have access to my scale first thing in the morning when I first wake up or straight out of the shower. So something else that I've been doing, guys, which honestly we can pretty much ignore the weigh-in. I just wanted to let y'all know that Operation Tush Push is on hold until I can figure out the constipation thing. Because I've also been using different scales because I travel with one scale. My main scale stays at home, right? The one where I mainly track in an app, that stays at home. But my travel scale is my secondary, and it's a smaller scale, and I can't get both of my feet, like the top of my feet kind of hang off the scale. So although I don't think it's the most accurate, I can at least, as long as I keep using that scale, I can track my weight, right? But I've been doing this thing. I've been doing these things where if I go to a house sit or a hotel and they got a scale in the bathroom, I just step on it. I just step on it just to see what it says. Now, is there going to be a difference between that scale and my scale that I travel with? Yes. So the scale, when I step on the scale in their bathroom, I don't necessarily put too much stock in it because it doesn't get logged into my app anyway. I just look at it as a ballpark, right? So if it's between 1 and 1.5 pound difference, I haven't stepped on like a different scale in my scale in the same day to see how much of a calibration difference it is. But what it basically tells me is that I'm maintaining right now. Like I haven't lost any weight. I haven't gained, but I haven't lost either. It really just tells me that I haven't lost any weight. Naked, not even with my wig. Now, if I had a wig on, I would be taking it off too. Not the wig being hung up. Absolutely. I won't even put my phone in my hand. Like my shoes and my phone. No, I take my shoes off because I need my feet to make contact with the scale, right? So I can get the other statistics. They may not be the most accurate, but I like to have them. But my phone needs to connect to the app. So I will open the app and sit my phone on the counter. My phone will not be weighted. Like I'll take my my phone out of my hand, but I will weigh in some very, very light pajamas or underwear. And I'll keep my glasses on. You know what I mean? But like a pair of jeans or a pair of sweatpants, no. A jacket, no. But some light pajamas. No shoes, no phone. Yeah, so I've been feeling pretty down and out about that. Now, how do I feel about my goal? I have 2 weeks left in October. I'm not tripping on it. I really don't want to spend like the rest of October not losing any weight though. Something else has me down and out too. That might not be that big of a deal, but it felt like a big deal in the moment. So on my work computer, I had 10 pound goals. I take that back. It was 10 pound goals, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80. Yes. I had 10 pound markers on my work computer because every 10 pounds, I typically would get myself a gift to celebrate. Well, that worked for about the first 30 to 40 pounds. Then it started taking longer and longer to reach the next 10 pounds down to the point where I spent about 5 months not losing any weight at all. So I was looking at that. That list recently, and every so often I would update it, right? If I was supposed to be 50 pounds down by June, but it's now August, then I'll just take out the June and I'll put August there or whatever. So I would update it. Well, yesterday I was looking at it and I had that oh, I can't even quite remember it. I had that I was supposed to be 60 pounds down by I think like July or something like that. And I had to like erase it and put October. But my last October marker was also there. So my 2024 October marker was there. And I was 30 pounds down last year in October. So from October to October, 1 year, I've only lost 30 pounds. So like from July to October last year, I lost 30. But from October to October of this year, I've only lost an additional 30. And that kind of made me feel bad. I was like, that does not seem like decent progress. If I was to look at overall from the start of my journey to the first year mark in July, I lost an average about 50. I lost about 45 to 50 pounds, which is about 1 to 2 pounds per week. So I did decently well. But looking at October to October, I'm more so including that gap, like that almost that nearly half a year where I wasn't losing any weight. Yeah, so from last October to this October, I've only lost 30 pounds. And that feels terrible. I'm not gonna lie. That feels bad. Like that's less than a pound per week. That's less than a pound per week. Like that makes me feel really bad. So I've been a little down in the dumps about that. And I'm just like, I gotta do something about this. So I can't say that Operation Tush Push is canceled. I just need a little motivation. You know what I mean? Like, okay, maybe I won't make it to 14 pounds down in this month. Okay, I'm not really pressed about that. What I'm more so pressed about is like, I cannot continue like month after month, 0 weight loss or a pound or 2 pounds. Like, no, like I need, the last time I lost any significant amount of weight was in June when I lost 11 pounds in June. And 8 of those pounds came off in 1 week. I haven't lost any significant weight since. July I didn't lose any weight. Or no, I think July I lost another 6. I take that back. August, September I didn't lose any weight, and now we're in October and I've lost 3 pounds. I can do better than that. Please tell me what you said about cardio again. This rude bulldog puppy tried to hump my Lola. He's only 4 months. I'm clutching my pearls. Oh my God, he got bad parents. That's parenting. What I said about cardio again. I said I'm not opposed to it. I just don't like it. I know, Nicole. I know. That's why I was kind of hesitant to like say anything because I know I'm not supposed to look at it that way. I know that. Like technically this is a new year. So the clock didn't start from October of last year. It didn't, that's not how that goes. but it feels that way because I was looking at the list and I was like, I was updating October to the 60 pound mark, which technically I should be gifting myself something, but I don't know what it is yet. And I was like, wait, last October I made it down, I was down to 30 pounds in last October. So from October to October, I've only lost an additional 30. Yeah, it feels like it sucked. It sucked to see that. But yeah, cardio, opposed would be the wrong word. I don't like it. I don't enjoy it. And it's already hard enough for me to be consistent with the gym, with the stuff that I do like. So forcing myself to do cardio is like pulling teeth. Also because I still feel heavy. Can we have like, it's not necessarily a sidebar, but I just want to express something. I started off at 240 pounds, 242 to be exact. I've lost 60 pounds officially. I still feel heavy, right? Like we're a little vain over here, right? So we are very comfortable talking about looks and how we feel in our skin, and how we look in our clothes and being able to cross our legs and do the things that we couldn't do before. We're very open about those things. But although I feel like I look great, physically, I still feel heavy. I still feel like I have heavy people problems. I still feel heavy. So when I think about cardio, that's another thing that holds me back because I'm like, being 40 to 50 pounds still overweight is still a lot of body to move around. It's still a lot of weight that I'm carrying. And I'm like, so it makes me think back to being 240 pounds, which honestly, I don't remember all that well, even though it's only been a year. It's kind of like escaped me a bit, but I'm like, if I feel heavy at 180 pounds, how in the entire fuck did I carry around 240 pounds? How did I carry around an additional 60 pounds? How, Sway? That's why I'd be like, okay, this is a little bit of a segue, but we were talking about this recently. Like, I'd be confused when people be my height and they get to 180 pounds and they're like, I've reached my goal. I'm not judging. I'm just like, I don't quite understand. Like, I don't quite get it because I'm like, I guess we're all different and we do carry our weight differently. So maybe somebody could be my weight at my height and just have a more fit body. I don't know. But it's like I feel very heavy. I feel very, very heavy, especially like with my chest. Like my boobs have definitely deflated, but I have horrible posture. Like I'm always like sitting like this. But like my thighs, like my legs are I still have large thighs, and this is not an aesthetic thing, right? So when I talk about my thighs and my stomach and this is not aesthetically. Aesthetically, I feel great, but like physically, it's like, oh my gosh. I still feel heavy. Now things have improved. My knees hurt less, my feet hurt less. I'm able to walk further. So things have improved, but man, it is hard to still be 40 pounds overweight. Like, so I'm starting to feel like a little bit of anxiety about getting this last 40 off because I already felt like, considering I've been on Zepbound for a year, I already feel like I have to fight to get this next 40 off. I already feel like I have to fight for it. Like just taking Zepbound alone, unless I just decide to not eat, is not going to be enough. It's not going to be enough. So yeah, I've been struggling with that a little bit. Like I got my head in the game and then I kind of like fell off a little bit because I was really struggling with the constipation, and constipation is very overwhelming. Like to not have to do any constipation remedies to going back to all of them at once, it's overwhelming. It is definitely overwhelming. Walking can be cardio. I don't like walking. I don't like, I've tried the walking thing. I don't enjoy it. I was walking with y'all. I would go live with y'all and walk. I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy walking. You know what? I will tell y'all. I'll tell y'all this. I don't even know what to call it. I don't even know what to call it. I tried this new machine in the gym. It's not new. It's new to me, or trying it. This one, a salt runner. I found something that I like. I don't have easy access to it, but I like it. And I was very surprised that I like it. Let me show you guys. I think it depends on your goals and body composition. Of course, everything depends on your goals and your body composition. Like I said, somebody could be my weight and my height and have more muscle than body fat. So maybe it's easier for them to carry the weight. But for me, I still have more fat than I have muscle. And it is hard. Like it is, I feel heavy. I still have heavy problems. Like, so that's just how it is for me. But, and I'm also like, the other thing that's hard for me to understand is like, we're still obese at this height, especially a female. So I don't knock anybody for their goal being their goal. But like I said, it's hard for me to understand or like resonate with. It's like, if you're not my height or my weight, then it's just like we don't have nothing in common. But to be 5'3" and to be 180 pounds and people have expressed that they're done losing weight, I am like, wow. Like you're comfortable with still carrying so much weight. Okay, if you like it, I love it. It's just really hard for me. It's hard. It's really hard for me to understand. Okay. Okay, I'm driving with my son in the car, but he's 23 and he's my kid, so trust me, he's heard it all. Okay, hi 23-year-old son kid. Okay, so let me show y'all this thing that I like. I didn't know what it was called, but Google told me the answer. I like this thing. I like this assault running machine. I've seen this in the gym before and never used it because I didn't understand the point. Like, what is the point of getting on this and not a treadmill, right? Because I don't like the treadmill. I will get on the treadmill, but I don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy jogging. I don't enjoy running. I don't enjoy walking. I don't enjoy it. So I was at Tommy's apartment, and his apartment complex is new, and they just recently put in a gym. So I went to look at the gym, and there were certain things in the gym like we didn't know what they were. There was like this weird stretching rack. There was a stretching rack that we couldn't tell was a stretching rack, and I was trying to figure out how to use it, and we had to Google it, and it was a stretching rack for like $2,000-$3,000, and I'm like, why do you need to pay $2,000 for people to stretch? Either way, they had one of these machines, and I'm like, I've seen this before, but I don't really understand like the point. Like, I don't get it. Like, I've seen people use it, but I don't get what's the difference between this and a treadmill? And because I didn't know the difference, I just never bothered. So I got on this, and you have to move in order to get the belt to move, right? So I started jogging on it, and I really enjoyed it. The difference between this and a treadmill, on a treadmill, the speed is static. So whatever you set your speed to is what you set it to until you change it. So if you set it to a walking speed, or a speed walk, or a light jog, or a sprint, that is where it is until you change it manually. You have to start and stop it manually. But with this one, you are in complete control of your movement and your speed. So if I just want to walk, I can walk, which really it wasn't comfortable for a walk. You really kind of got to get into a good pace, like a jog. But if I want to speed up, I speed up. I don't have to make any adjustments manually. If I want to slow down, I slow down. If I want to stop, I just stop. If I want to start, I just start. This is a much better experience for me. And when I got off of it, my thighs were completely engaged. Like, I had complete and utter activation in the back of my thighs, and it was really nice. Like, it was nice. I typically don't like jogging, but this assault runner machine, I dig it. I like it a lot. They don't have it at any of the gyms that I go to, so unfortunately the only place I know to get access to it is when I'm at visiting Tommy. But I really like it. Like, if I had space to put it somewhere and buy it, I would buy this machine. I would buy it, and I would use it probably several times a week. I really, really enjoy it. I don't really like treadmills. I don't like the static speed, because it makes me feel like, okay, I gotta run for a minute and a half and then slow down and walk, and then I gotta run for 30 seconds. And I don't really like the static nature of a treadmill, but this one I like. I hated walking too, but I wanted to lose weight. Walking is that girl for me. I'm back up to 8K steps a day. Got to get back to 10. That sounds terrible. I'm so glad that works for you, Jen and Turtle Diaries. Like, I don't like it. I've tried. I've tried. The live streams are still up. I've done members only, and I've done, the public. I've done the walk and talks with you guys. I don't enjoy it. Well, I enjoy the talking, right? But I don't enjoy the walk. And people swear by walking for weight loss. I just don't get it. I'm not gonna lie. And it's not me being opposed. I just don't get it. But because y'all have to understand, I come from the standpoint of like, exercise assists in weight loss, but exercise doesn't cause weight loss, right? Like, so I don't like exercise. To me, is a necessity for overall wellness, but it's not a necessity for weight loss. So when people say walking will help you lose weight or cause weight loss, I'm like, I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't believe that. I believe that we should just work out in general. And if I believe that we should just work out in general, then we should do the workouts that we like. Make it like me doing exercises that I don't like, don't do anything for me. I bought a weighted vest. I never told you guys because I didn't use it. I bought a weighted vest recently because I was gonna get into walking because people keep beating me over the head with the walking. I'm like, okay, fine enough. Okay, fine with the walking. So I bought me a weighted vest it's probably been like a month now. That thing is still in the box in the car. It's still in the box. I actually bought me one and I bought my cousin one. I don't even think my cousin uses it either. Because my cousin's more into like weight training, like weighted exercises, and doesn't really like have much of like I didn't really think it through when I bought it for both of us. But my plan was to walk with it, and I still haven't taken it out of the box. I haven't tried it. I was convinced by Skinny Talk to walk. Maybe that's a skinny thing. That's what I'm saying. Like maybe the more weight I lose, I'll be more interested. Okay, for one, I find walking to be boring. I do. I'm not a go out and go for a stroll kind of person. I find it to be boring, and it's not challenging enough for me, right? Like it's not challenging enough for me. Now, jogging and running, me and gravity don't get along. So if I'm gonna jog and run, I typically do it on a machine or whatever. But again, I'm not really interested. Like I don't come out of it feeling like, yes, I did that. Like I do with weight training. Like I come out of weight training feeling really, really positive. I come out of like walking or jogging or anything like that feeling like I'm glad that's over. I'm glad that's over. Try it for 30 days. What can you lose? Nothing. That was my plan. I still can do it. I probably will, but that was the plan. Like to just, when I was starting October, that was the plan to just, take the weighted vest or with or without it. But I was hoping that the weighted vest would make it more challenging so that I would be more into it. But I haven't tried it yet. So I can try it for 30 days. I'm not going to lose anything but potentially time, but that's it. I don't think people consider walking a workout. They walk and work out. Okay, sure. Okay. I lost 120 pounds by walking. I believe you, but I don't believe that. Like I don't see it. To me, I don't know how to, I don't know. I'm not going to take that away from anybody. If you lost weight by walking, you will not get any arguments from me. But do I feel like walking causes weight loss? I don't feel like exercise or in general walking, but I don't feel like that causes weight loss to me. But should you work out if you're trying to lose weight or not? I believe so. Should you walk? Probably. Walking is probably good for your overall wellness. So I should be walking. I just don't want to, but I should. And I do a lot of things that I don't want to do because I feel like I should do it. So walking can be included in that. I just haven't done it yet because I'm not interested enough. So do I feel that my next 40 pounds will come off easier if I start walking? No. If I felt that, then I would do it. I don't feel that way. But 120 pounds is a big deal. Jen, wow, I did that. Oh, you did that. You meant Sweetie meant you did that. The weighted vest is for your core strength, not weight loss. None of it is for weight loss. That's the point that I'm trying to make. That's the point that I'm trying to make. Walk to me, not for y'all. To me, walking isn't for weight loss. So the weighted vest was to get me more interested, right? Because I like weight training. So I'm like, okay, if it feels like I'm stressing my muscles, I will be more engaged. That was the point, but I never actually tried it. I didn't put it on. I didn't put the weighted vest on, so I don't know if that's how it would make me feel. But I don't think the weighted vest is for weight loss, nor do I think the walking is for weight loss. I think the weighted vest would be for strength and endurance. And I think the walking is for, a combination of things, everything but weight loss. I think the walking is like, it's just good for one, your mobility, but also like your cardiovascular system. Like it'll It'll help with everything. Sweet tea, that's why I said I didn't like it. I just wanted to lose. I lost 8 to 10 every month. You think you lost 8 to 10 pounds every month because you walked? Okay. Yes, because it ensures you are in a calorie deficit. I don't believe in losing weight by a calorie deficit, sweet tea. I don't believe that's what I need. You are stubborn. I will not take that away from you, Jen. I am very stubborn, but it's not like I don't understand what you're saying. I just feel differently because I have different information. That's all. Like, okay, so help me out, Jen. Are you saying okay, so if you're saying walking helps you lose weight, then the next logical question is how, right? But Sweet Tea answers the question by saying because it ensures you are in a calorie deficit. I don't try to be in a calorie deficit to lose weight. For me, I don't necessarily like when I lost that 3.5 pounds, it wasn't because I was trying to be in a calorie deficit. I ate every day except the days that I was fasting. So can you say I'm not saying a calorie deficit doesn't matter. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, like I've explained before, when you get on a GLP-1, let's exclude exercise for a second. When you get on a GLP-1, a couple of things happens, or several things happen, right? You get the blood sugar control, and you also get the insulin control, which puts you in a better position to be able to release body fat, right? Because we say weight loss, but like, what are we talking about when you say weight loss? It's not just weight loss. Like, it's body fat, it's water, it's muscle, it's a combination of things, right? But we mostly care about body fat being lost. So your hormones kind of got to be in check for that to happen. Okay, whatever. But when the appetite and control and things like that happens, that forces you to eat less. So by default, you are in a calorie deficit. Do people lose weight that way on a GLP-1? Yes. Did I lose weight that way on a GLP-1? Yes. But in my opinion, that only lasts for so long. And I think I'm at that point where I've reached my so long. I think I'm at the point where like calorie deficit has done what it was going to do for me. And now I have to, like, my body has gotten used to that. So I have to focus on something different. So trying to exercise to get into an even more calorie deficit is not going to do anything for me. That's how I feel about me. That's how I perceive weight loss. I'm not concerned about a calorie deficit. I'm more so concerned about hormonal balances and all of that. When it comes to exercise, I'm more so thinking about putting on muscle. So that's where cardio doesn't really fit for me, because I don't feel like I need cardio to lose weight. When people think cardio, they think calories. I'm not concerned with that. If people said, okay, you should do cardio because it's good for your heart, then it's like, okay, yeah, you're right. You're kind of right about that. But if you're saying you should do cardio because it'll help you stay in a calorie deficit, then I'm going to say I don't need that. I'm not interested in that. What I'm saying is, why not try something different? Because, I'm not saying I'm not willing to try it. I'm saying I haven't, because it's simply a lack of interest. That's all. It's simply a lack of interest. I got the weighted vest to encourage me because I was uninterested in walking. So the weighted vest was supposed to be encouragement, but it didn't work because I never put it on. So I never got encouraged the way I should have gotten encouraged. That's all I'm saying. I'm not opposed to walking. I just don't enjoy it. It's not fun. It doesn't get me, like, I don't get up out of bed in the morning and want to go for a walk. That's the last thing I want to do, is go for a walk. There's like no part of my day where I want to do it. So I'm struggling with the encouragement to do it. There's nothing wrong with actually doing it. I hope you enjoy your walk, sweetie. I hope it's a nice walk. I hope it's a nice walk and the birds are out and singing and fluttering and all of that. I hope you share a nice morning song with the birds, sweetie. So am I saying I shouldn't walk because it's irrelevant? No, I'm just saying that I don't do it because I don't find it to be interesting. It's like fasting. Some people don't fast because they don't get it. They just don't get it. Like, they don't find it to be interesting. They don't get the point. They don't get it. That is how I feel about walking. I'm not interested. I do get it. I get why people do it. I do think some of it, I disagree with some of the reasoning, but it's just like, I don't find it to be interesting. It's very boring to me. And I just need something that's going to get me motivated to do it. And the other thing that makes it hard is the fact that I feel so heavy. So maybe if I walked more, maybe I would get used to it. Maybe I would start to like it. You ever like really don't want to do something, but then you start doing it, and because you're doing it so much, you like it. That's what I want. I want to be the person that likes to walk, because walking doesn't hurt anybody. If anything, it's only going to improve your life. Do I think it's going to accelerate my weight loss? Not necessarily, but I could be wrong. But if I was to start walking, it would not be to lose weight. It would be because I need to keep my body moving. It'll be a form of active recovery for me, or if not active recovery, then just being active. But it wouldn't be like because I'm trying to get the scale to move. I don't feel like I need to walk to get the scale to move, because weight training is much more significant than walking. Like if I'm talking about the scale, the more muscle I put on, the better position I'm going to be in to lose weight, to actually, if we care about calories, the more muscle I put on, muscle burns more calories. So if that's the case, then I should be spending more time weight training. You know what I mean? But I'm not looking to weight train to lose weight. I'm looking to weight train to put on muscle. I'm not looking to walk to lose weight. I'm looking to walk because I need to move my body. I need to move. I gotta move. I gotta move. I gotta move. I gotta get better about moving. Also, the other thing, guys, not to bring down the mood, it is boring. I know. And that's not an excuse to not do it, but that's where I'm at. Okay, so what? It's boring. I don't like the gym, yet I go. I really don't like the gym. I do like weight training. I just don't like to do it at the gym. But I also am too lazy to do it at home. So I gotta pick. You know what I mean? So I just pick to go to the gym because they got everything I need there and all of that. I want to be the person that likes walking. I just gotta get motivated to start. So where that leads me is like also the time of year is, it's changing. We're starting to lose our sunlight. Daylight savings is almost over. I might not have I'll always have a choice, but I was about to say I might not have no choice but to walk. Okay. The best time of year for a person like me to walk would be in the spring and summertime, but I didn't do it. Now we are in the fall, and in the fall, things start to get real dark, like emotionally. And not dark as in like, that sounded bad. Dark as in like, it is very, very hard for me to do the things that I need to do, that I know I need to do. It's hard for me to get up and go to the gym. It's hard for me to do YouTube. It's hard for me to take a shower. It's hard for me to like get out of bed. That time is fast approaching. Like that's why I'm live today, because I slept in yesterday, and today I was like, I don't want to sleep in, but I don't want to get up either. I need a reason to get up. And I could have picked the gym, but I didn't because I didn't want to go. So I picked this. I needed a reason to get up. So that time of year where I am less and less motivated to get out of bed is fast approaching. I've been talking to my therapist about this, and it turns out SAD is not in the DSM. So it's not actually a diagnosis, because I kept wondering why my previous therapist wouldn't talk about it. I was coming to them about seasonal depression potentially, and they wouldn't discuss it. Now I kind of understand why. This therapist that I have now, she brought it up first and asked, had I ever been like, have I ever talked about it before? And I'm like, yeah, I tried talking about it with other therapists, but they wouldn't discuss it. She's like, oh, well, it's not in our DSM, so it's not an actual diagnosis. So that's probably why they wouldn't talk about it, blah, blah. But we are aware that for some reason at this time of year, some people shit just changes. Like things get harder on them. So I'm like, okay, all right. So it's a matter of like, not prevention, but what would you call it? Like preparation. It's a matter of like preparation, and not maintenance, but like management. It's a matter of managing the symptoms. So with that being said, the best thing for me to do, which is the 1000% opposite of what I want to do, would be to get up, get dressed, and go outside. That is what I should be doing. I should be walking. I should be getting up, taking a shower, going outside, and walking and moving my body, getting away from the bed. That is what I should be doing. Do I want to do that? Absolutely not. We just left the summer. I didn't do none of that. Unless I was walking a dog. I didn't do none of that. Springtime, no. I did a little bit of walking with y'all in the spring and summer, but it wasn't enough for like it to be significant. So I don't know. I am holding out hope though. I'm holding out hope that I'm holding out hope that when I get this next 40 pounds off, because man, it seems like it's not a lot, but it's a lot. 40 pounds is a lot of weight. And I guess it took me to lose 60 to realize how significant this last 40 is. Like, wow. Like I have spent most of my life over 170 pounds. I can't remember much life before 170. Like there was a brief moment in like my teenage years, like when I was like a sophomore, junior in high school, where I remember losing weight and getting to about 165, 160. But that I eventually got back up to 170s and 180s and all of that. So this last 40 pounds, so I really don't know what it feels like to be below 160 pounds. And I barely remember what it feels like to be below 180, 175. But like I said, I feel incredibly heavy. And I'm hoping that when this weight comes off, I will feel lighter on my feet and walking will be a breeze. That's what I'm hoping. Like, because I still feel like gravity is getting the best of me. I still feel like gravity is getting the best of me when I walk. I don't like that. Good afternoon. Sorry to be late. I'm in the garden, but listening. I don't know if gardening is vain, but I'm doing it. It can be very vain. I wish I knew how to garden. I really do, but I don't really like the house that I'm house sitting for. They have the biggest garden in the neighborhood and it's beautiful. But luckily they don't need me to do anything for it because their plants would be dead. The plants would be dead. Okay. But that just made me so like happy. JC, continue your gardening. I hope I'm not bringing down the house on your gardening. Okay. But yes, very vain. Are you opposed to an antidepressant? No, I wanted one and my therapist declined. Well, not declined, but more so was like discouraged it. Not this current therapist, but a previous therapist. I had a horrendous winter last year. My videos are still up about it. Maybe we can go over some of them. I struggled so bad last year. I mean, and I was on Zepbound. Like, I was on tirzepatide. So let me give you guys a little background. So I started on compound in July. And it was an adjustment, making sure you eat enough was a struggle. I really struggled with the eating enough thing. But when I got to the winter, I was down bad. Not only could I not like eat because of Zepbound, I didn't want to because like my mood was like, I was in such a depressive mood. So it was hard. That's why I go hard now for eating. Should I tell y'all about the live stream that I'm doing on Friday? I'm not going to tell y'all. I'll wait. But anyway, so that's why I go so hard for eating, because I went through a phase of like being completely unmotivated to eat. One, I wasn't hungry because of the tirzepatide compound, but I went through a really hard winter and I was in therapy for it. And so I was like, so I had a therapist and I had a dietitian. My dietitian was like, you need to eat. My dietitian was like, you need to eat. If you got to supplement with protein shakes, like my dietitian worked for months trying to get me to supplement with protein shakes. And then I would come out of the office, I'd be gung-ho, I'd be eating, and then I'd immediately drop weight as soon as I started eating. And then slowly but surely I'd get right back into like, I don't feel like eating. So I went through this whole like cycle with my dietitian. And then my therapist, as the winter went on, like January, February, I was like, there has to be something. There has to be something that I can take, because even my dietitian was like, okay, so if you're not eating because of the symptoms that you're having, when you go back to your therapist, let them know, like, and see if there's any type of, if there's anything that they can prescribe to help you out. So I talked to my therapist about it. And she was basically like, I'm like, there has to be something that I can take. Like, there has to be something you can give me. And she was like, sure. Like if that's what you want, we can, but it was a huge but. It was like we tend to reserve prescribing like medication or antidepressants for people that are at a point where it's affecting their lives, like to the extent like they cannot function, they cannot go to work, they cannot get out of bed, they cannot take care of themselves. We tend to reserve like treatment, that level of treatment for those people. And it's not that you can't, it's just I don't think that's what you need. Like she was telling me she doesn't think that's what I need because it sounds like I'm still functioning. It's just hard. It's just hard. So we didn't go the prescription route. I also was kind of okay with that because I'm like, I didn't want to become dependent on it anyway, but I was damn close. I was like, I need something. You need to help. But I just had to talk through it. So what I did was I went to the gym to get me out of the house, to get me out of bed. There were even videos I did from the gym, like, y'all, I just can't do this. But so I worked out to get through it. I did therapy to get through it. I had a dietitian to get through it, and it was just hard. It was just hard. Now, when the spring came, things got a lot better, but it was hard. It was hard. So I'm not opposed, but now that I've been through it, I know it's just a matter of me doing the things that I don't want to do. It's a matter of me staying active. It's a matter of me getting outside. It's a matter of me making sure my hygiene is on par. Like, so I have to take my showers every day. I have to wash my face every day. Just like I was telling y'all, like in the last live stream, I'm like, I've been falling off on my facial skincare. That's a symptom. That's a symptom. So in order to combat that, I have to do it even when I don't want to, day and night. I have to eat, even if I don't want to eat. I have to sleep. Like I have to do all of these things. And getting outside and or working out is a part of that. I got up to walk 4 miles a day, speed walking, like jogging. That sounds terrible, Nicole, but I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Like, I wish I could be that way. You look great, Vanity. Thank you so much. Thank you, Turtle Diaries. Made it home, no longer driving. Oh, wow, you're good. Love hearing your thoughts and chats and suggestions. It helps us all. I try. It's nice outside right now. What time is it? It's 12 o'clock. It's almost 12 o'clock. I have a little time. I can walk around the neighborhood. I have a little time to walk. I can just throw on some shorts, and I have a queue of videos that I'm listening to right now. You know what it is also? Okay, let me tell you, what do y'all think about this? You know what also stops me from walking? The fact that I'm a bit of a like perfectionist, right? So to me, a 20-minute walk means nothing. How do y'all feel about that? Because I either have to walk for an hour or not at all. And I think that's where I might be messing myself up. Because maybe just going out for 15 to 20 minutes could be enough. Maybe I start with going about like looping the block twice. And it's nice. Oh, I miss living in North Carolina. We have greenways, like we have trails, the most beautiful trails to walk. There's one right by this house. I forget how to get to it, but I'm pretty sure I could Google it real quick. But we have trails, like we have trails that are walkable. And those are the walks that I do enjoy. Like if I go to the lake and the loop around the lake is like 3 miles, it'll take me about an hour to walk it, maybe a little bit more. That type of walk I enjoy. I'm really tired by the end of it and my legs are hurting, but I enjoy it. So maybe I need to just not be so like, it has to be 3 miles or it has to be 45 minutes to an hour, like maybe just 20 minutes. I wanted to start a garden this summer, but I was being lazy. I don't know how to garden. I wish I knew. I don't like walking unless I'm going to sweat my butt off. So it needs to be 70 and up. It's cooling off here. Oh, okay. That's bullshit, V, in my opinion. Which one? Oh, okay. Oh, about the medication. It doesn't need to be hard for you. Why make you deal with that when there's help? Maybe because I don't blame if the field of, because I wasn't talking to a psychologist. I was talking to like a counselor, therapist, or social worker type person. I don't know what they're called. But anyway, because some people aren't psychologists or psychiatrists, but they are therapists. Like they still talk. So they may do talk therapy, they may do social work, they may be, you know, grief counselors, all types of stuff, right? I don't blame the mental health field for exploring options outside of medication. I honestly don't, because I think that more often than not, medicating is a first resort instead of a last or even like a compromise. I think that a lot of the country has potentially ended up over medicated and over dependent on medication. I'm not opposed to medication. I'm really not. I'm on Zepbound. Shit, I'm not opposed. But when it comes to mental health, sometimes behavioral changes can be more productive than like just I'm not speaking for anybody else. I'm speaking for myself. If I had gotten medicated, I would not have done the work. You know what I mean? Like for me, I just wanted relief, you know? I knew how to get relief, but it required work. It required me to get out of bed. It required me to get dressed or take a shower, get dressed. It required me to wash my face, brush my teeth. It required me to get fresh air. It required me to move my body. It required me to do shit that I didn't want to do. Should I have to do I blame my therapist for choosing not to medicate me out of that? No, I don't. I don't, because it wasn't like I couldn't go to work. It wasn't like I couldn't pay my bills or take care of myself, or I was going weeks without showering, or I was thinking about self-harm. It wasn't that. I was just in a really, really down mood. And I won't say just as if it wasn't significant. It was. But yeah, did I struggle? Yeah, but did I learn? Did I learn how to cope? I sure did. I sure did learn how to cope. So I'm not opposed for exploring options outside of medication, because if I need it, I can get it. I could have been like, fuck all that. Like, because she was like, it sounds like you're function, like it sounds like you know what to do. You're just having a hard time doing it. Like, you know, to come to therapy, you know, to work out, you know what works. You're just struggling with doing it. So it's not that you can't take medication. It's just, I don't think you need it. So I could have been like, you're wrong. I do need it. Let's talk prescribing. Like, sign me up for psych. Because she did say, so if you want a psych appointment, we can do that. Now, psych is backed up, just so y'all know. Like, this is kind of like a crisis thing where it's really hard to get an appointment with a psychologist. Did I say that right? Psychologist or psychiatrist? I think it's psychiatrist. Psychiatrist. It's really hard. It's really hard to get an appointment. You know, we're understaffed across the country, many people in need. So she was like, you know, we can get you an appointment if that's what you want. So it was really left up to me. She didn't tell me no. It was just more so like, I don't think that's what you need, but if it's what you want, then go for it. And I had a chance to think about it and decide on my own. And I just decided I didn't want to go that route. So sounds like walking might be beneficial to you. I agree that it would be beneficial. I just know that it's more of a mental block. Outside walks are great for mental health, even if it's 15 minutes, because I have step goals. I'll do that and then can come in and get on my walking pad another time of day to hit my step count. Okay, it's great for your mental health. I think, even though I haven't done it for that, I think that that's going to be my goal for this fall. Because that's one thing I didn't try last fall. I didn't try walking because it's cold, and part of my depressive mood is the cold. Like, it's the darkness and it's the cold. That combination for me is crazy work. It's like, oh my goodness, what is happening? So, it's been getting cool slowly because I've been in the Carolinas. It's been cooling off slowly. So I have time to get ahead of it, because if I don't start now, before I know it, it's going to be cold every single day. I better get used to it now. So let me write it down, because I'll forget as soon as I get off of here. I will start walking. I'm going to start walking, and I'm going to stop being so stubborn about trying to walk for an hour. I'll start with 15 to 20 minutes. I'll start with that and then increase from there. It's better than doing nothing. But my goal isn't for the scale to move. My goal is to make sure that I have the mental and emotional strength to get out of bed and get out of the house. It's a whole process for me. Like, it's a whole process. So I mentioned the skincare thing. Okay, psychiatrist. Okay, I said it right the second time. I said it right the second time. So yeah, I never did get to see psych. I decided against. But I would, if I truly feel, just to be clear, right? For anybody that might be struggling, of course, speak with your doctor. But just to be clear, if I really felt like I had no choice, like I needed to be medicated, I would have gladly seen psych. Like I would have gladly gone that route. But when we talked about it, it just made me realize, like, I really do know what to do. It's just a matter of me not wanting to do it. Like, I know what works. I am not at a point where nothing is working. You know what I mean? I know what works. It's a matter of me doing it and being consistent with it, right? So that's where I struggle. Sweet tea. Y'all have been beating me over the head with walking for as long as I've been going live. And even before that, even when I was just doing pre-uploads, people were like, you got to walk, you got to walk, you got to walk. And I'm like, I don't want to. That's boring. I did try it. This will be the second time. I did try it. I was doing my walk and talk lives. But I was struggling with the hip pain as well. Remember, like I have tendonitis in the hips. So the hip pain was a big deal as well. I walk on vacation. I walk a lot on vacation, but when I'm home, just forget about it. And I grew up in a walkable city. So I grew up as a walker. It wasn't until I moved to the South and I drove everywhere where walking became like problematic for me. Like, I don't want to do that. See, I have, I was trying to figure out a better way to say it. I'll think about it. I was like, my luck, I won't be successful and just end up. Okay. So, but see, that's the thing. Like, I'm going to leave the comment on the screen so people can read it. If I figure out a PG way to say it, then I will. Basically, Nicole says she has not taken the best care of herself, almost to a detriment, to a detriment, and considered even more, severe things, but didn't go through with it because she convinced herself that she would mess it up. So in situations like that, like, that's why I said, like, well, I didn't say this, but just to put it out there, everybody's situation is different, right? So there are levels to mental health, and not everybody, like, this is a spectrum. Not everybody is at the same point in their experience. So, like, I have family members that absolutely have conditions that require medication. It is not up for debate. It's not, it's not condition, like, it's not debatable. You know what I mean? Like, they have to be medicated. And in that situation, Nicole, so to be clear, if I wasn't before, if I felt that way, then I would absolutely seek the next level of care, which to me would be medication, or would be like some sort of like inpatient supervision or something like that. Like, that's, so I'm not opposed. Like, to me, can we just be clear? Can we just be clear? Can we just be clear? Like, I want to be here. And there are times when people get to the point where they don't want to be here anymore, right? Whether you feel, not you, Nicole, but whether a person feels like, whether people feel like a person should feel the way or not is completely irrelevant, right? It's up to that person to decide whether or not they want help for that. But you got to want the help. You know what I mean? So I'm not opposed to accepting the help. Like, if I felt like, I had reached a point where I was losing my desire to be here, then I think that I would hope that I would be comfortable with seeking like the next level of care. But I didn't reach that point. It's just more so like, for me, it's just more so like major depressive symptoms, like you just don't want to bother. Like you don't want to bother with productivity. That's how I felt. And because I don't like feeling that way, it is a scary place to be when you just don't want to participate no more in like life. Like you just don't want to engage, like everything. You just want to lay down all day. That's a scary place for me. So I work very, very hard to not be there, but I know some of it is inevitable. So I work very hard to manage the symptoms when I am there. But yeah, that's a very different circumstance, Nicole. So it's not about suffering through that, right? So now I understand why you said, that's BS. Why make you suffer when there's help? The therapy was the help for me. That was my help. Exercising and being accountable for myself and taking care of myself, that was the help. So it wasn't that I wasn't getting help. Just to clear that up. You are very stubborn. When I become your stepmother, I'm gonna fix you. I feel like we talked about this already. Did we not talk about this already? I'm pretty sure that my stepmom, when she comes around, is just gonna spoil me, Jen. So if you really think that like you're gonna be gathering me, I doubt it, Jen. Like, I'm pretty sure I'll be incredibly spoiled. But stubborn, I am. My nickname when I was a kid was hard-headed Hannah. My mother called me that. I'm very stubborn. But what I said I was gonna walk or whatever. Definitely not in that place now. That was years ago, but I definitely need meds, and I know that. That's the thing. The best thing for anybody is to know where they are. But it starts with the seeking of the help first. It starts with the awareness that, that you need help in the first place. And I was aware. Okay, so in 2023 was the first time I ever experienced like symptoms of depression. And I tolerated it for months. And then it got to the point where I was like, I need help. I need somebody to help me. I don't like this place. I don't like it. It is the sunken place. I don't like it. So, I had to ask for help, and I'm glad I did. But like, shit runs in the family. So yeah, right. Exactly. That's another thing, right? Like, genetics, that's also why I try to stay close to a therapist, because I'm approaching 30s. Sometimes things don't manifest until you're in your 30s, especially for women. With men or boys, things manifest a lot earlier. So like, it could be that I'm approaching my 30s and things that I just did not suffer with as a teenager or young adult are now manifesting, because that's just how genetics work. It could be. I don't know. But I have lots of family members that have, plenty of different conditions, and I never had any problems until about 28. So I don't know. Jen, you have no idea. Woo! I'm not even going to read it out loud. So if your eyes are not good enough to read what's on the screen, you just got to miss out. I'm not reading that out loud. I'm not giving that no clouts. Okay? Whatever. Jen, you have no clue. You have no clue. Because some people, they don't watch, right? They listen as they're doing other stuff. So they're not going to get to participate in this little laugh session you're having here, Jen. No, they won't, Jen. No, they won't. So, okay. So where does that leave me? I'm approaching the 2-hour mark. Yay. I'm going to get out of here at 2:30, which means 12:30, which means I get to go make breakfast. And incorporate like a 15-minute walk. Why not? Okay. So, where does that leave me? Okay. I like deadlines. That works for me. So this is why, like, every month I kind of set a new goal for myself, because it gives me something to look forward to. So I don't think I'm going to stop doing that. Am I going to stop pushing toward my goal for October? No. But it's pretty much, it's virtually down the drain. But because I know there's at least been one time where I lost 8 pounds in a week, I still have time to potentially make it to where I'm going. But if I don't, it's really not that big of a deal. But what is a big deal is moving forward, I need to I seriously need to be making some headway with getting this weight off. I don't want to be in a place where I'm losing 1 pound per month. And then another month, I don't lose any weight. And then another month is 2 pounds. I need significant and consistent progress. So 4 to 8 pounds per month moving forward, but preferably for this month, it would be more. So technically, I guess I didn't get on the scale today, but technically I'm almost already at 4 pounds down. So that's already a good month. But I have two. I have two of them. I have an Apple Watch and a Galaxy Watch. Why? For my tracking, for my walking. Because I have to keep them charged. I'm a mess. Like I have them. I just don't keep them charged. Like they're both sitting on a dresser right now, uncharged. I just took my chargers out of the bag today. Mental health illness is passed down per my psych nurse. I didn't know that until then. Yeah. Yeah, it is definitely genetic. But not, genetics are funny. Like you get some things and not others. Like we were talking about schizophrenia before. Schizophrenia is a hard one to dodge. Bipolar, I think, is another one that's has a strong genetic link. But depression is a bit more like depression can be okay. There's obviously levels to it, right? But sometimes, or for some people, you can get some decent management through behavior and environment, right? So like what you do, so talking, writing. My therapist gives me like a lot of homework activities. I actually didn't check the last one. I gotta check that. But activity, right? So depression is a little different where like I'm no doctor, not to say that there isn't a psychological aspect, of course there is, but it can be depending on the severity. You could be a person that where management is about what you do and where you are, right? Like you can change your environment and improve your symptoms. You can change what your day-to-day activities look like and improve your symptoms. You can change your health and it like physically or metabolically and change your symptoms. You can adjust your hormones and change your symptoms. So yeah. But yeah, genetics play a huge role. Yes, track. It kind of makes it fun. That is very true. I do enjoy tracking, and I definitely enjoy tracking when I'm competing with someone else. I just got to keep my watches charged. So we'll make that a goal moving forward. Keep your smartwatches charged because I have a Galaxy phone and I have an iPhone. I also have a Galaxy Watch and an Apple Watch. So no matter what day of the week it is, I tend to have both phones on me, but I should at least be wearing one of the watches so that I'm tracking my steps. Typically, I remember to put it on when I'm going to do to the hot yoga studio because I want to track that workout. But I have to be more consistent with tracking it, just in my day-to-day. Like I should have my watch on right now. Why not? Like I should have it on right now. I also plan to get an Oura ring when I get closer to my goal weight because I don't want my fingers to shrink and then my ring not fit anymore. But I plan to get a fitness tracking, health tracking ring as well. And that one that one I like to wear rings, so that one will be easier for me to wear on a daily basis. Also when I sleep. I barely have to charge mine. Yeah, I don't have the big one, so it doesn't have like the biggest battery. But yeah, so I don't charge them. I don't keep them on a charge because I'm like that with my phones too. Like my devices, I barely charge. And then when I do charge them, I'll be using them while they're on the charger. The only one I can't do that with is my watch. But yeah, okay. So where am I leaving off? Okay, so as I wrap up, Operation Tush Push is not canceled, but it's okay. It was on hold for last week. I'm ready to get going again. I did slide with my eating. I ate out a lot last week. So I'm trying to correct that by making sure that I cook for this week and into next week. One more thing. Listen, my hydration has been trash. This 10 milligram has me experiencing an aversion to water. I don't even have food aversion. But when I tell y'all, it is so hard for me to drink water. Like, I always keep water with me because if I don't, I'm going to forget. But even when I have it with me, I don't want to drink it. I drink it and I can barely get it down. Like I can barely get it down. Now, I'm forcing it, but my hydration has been suffering. It has really been and I don't know what to do about it other than to say keep trying. But this 10 milligram and the hydration, I don't want water at all. I can drink coffee, no problem. This has also been helping me, making sure I have something in my water, because it's not like I don't like the taste of regular water. It's not that. It's just, if there's something in it, like especially something sweet, it's easier to get it down. I can't explain it. I don't know why that is, because it's not a taste that's the problem. T is that apparently I have to walk for weight loss, and Jen's gonna be my new stepmom, and I can't drink any water, and I'm working on pooping. Oh, and I'm trying to get ahead of my SAD this fall. You know? So I've been using, not Crystal Light, but I have been using my branched chain amino powder with element salts. Delilah said that element salts use table salt. That's not true. I looked it up. Because I was like, oh, maybe I need to change my salt, but they don't use a low quality salt. So I'm not sure where she got that from. But so I've been drinking this. Oh, you know what? It's probably the salt. That's probably why I can get this down. Huh. That's probably why. Okay, because I'm like, why can I get this down? But when it's plain water, it's just like my body, it's like I just don't want it. Like I'm not thirsty. This 10 milligram is because I found out that yes, Zepbound affects your thirst. So I just would make sure to stay on top of my water when I was on a 7.5. But since being on the 10, I literally don't want water. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. I don't want it. Maybe because this has salt in it, that's why I can get it down. You know what I mean? Like salt water is supposed to be hydrating, but technically, like in the moment, you're kind of like sort of making yourself more thirsty. So maybe that's why. Maybe it's not really a thirst quencher, but the point of having the salt is so that my body holds on to the water that I am drinking. So I've been really struggling. I've been really, really struggling with the whole water thing. I know people have thoughts about it, but if it helps you hydrate, go for it. Yeah. No, the Crystal Light, I just don't necessarily, I haven't found one that I like the taste of. I'm not opposed to it. I've tried a couple, but I haven't found one that I like the taste of. But yeah, this has been working for me. So I think I just had my aha moment. It's the salt. So I was only drinking one of these a day, which is about 24 ounces. I'm going to try to take this up to maybe 3 instead of doing, because I would do 24 ounces of this and then 40 to 80 ounces of plain water, but it is so hard. I'm like sipping it like, I don't want it. It just makes me feel like, like, why am I drinking this? And it's not a taste thing. I love plain water, but it's just like physically, like I don't want it. So maybe I'll just incorporate more of those. I don't like plain water, never have. I don't have a problem with plain water. I don't have a problem with it. The taste or nothing or anything. I can drink it plain. I can drink it carbonated. I can drink it with cucumber. Like I can drink plain carbonated water or just plain still water. No problem with it. But physically, I don't want it. It's not the taste. It's the physical like aversion to water. Weird. Teddy loves to walk. Apparently, I gotta walk, Teddy. Apparently, I gotta walk. Okay. So I have 10 minutes left. Do you guys want to start saying your goodbyes? So let me start finishing my wrap up as you guys say your goodbyes. Okay. So I spent a lot of time eating out last week. So I did not lose any weight last week, probably due to the constipation, the lack of workout, the lack of hydration, and not eating out enough. So I think I was a bit too distracted by the success of my 36-hour fast. And I used that as an excuse to be lazy last week. So now that we are into this week, I'm trying to correct a lot of that stuff, right? I'm not aiming for another 36. I don't feel like I need another 36 right now, but it would be nice to do a 24-hour fast. So my plan is to make sure I'm eating at home, cooking, making sure I'm staying hydrated. I'm really struggling with like the working out part. I was doing really, really well. Let me tell y'all, I had a weird mood swing recently. So y'all know, even when I was in Cali, I was doing really, really well and consistent with the gym. I got busy in the past couple of weeks, so I've just been like not prioritizing the gym like I should have. And then I had the weirdest mood swing. Like I was working, from my desk or whatever, and I felt like the sun was setting. Like it just felt like the day was ending, and I thought it was about 8:30 at night. I looked at the clock and it was only 5:30. I had the weirdest shift in energy, like, because it felt so late in the day. And when I looked at that clock and it was only 5:30, I almost had like a meltdown. It was like, what is happening to me? And it's that season change that's happening. That's what it is. It's that time of year change where like we start having less sunlight in the day, so it feels later than it is. I struggle with that so bad. I struggle with that so bad. So that's another reason why like that's been impacting like my ability to really get up and go to the gym. But me and my cousin went through that wave first, right? With the whole, it's getting cold, it's getting dark, I don't want to go. And I was like, come on, you can do it, you can go. Like you have no choice, you'll get past it, just go. Now my cousin has like kind of found his rhythm, and I'm slipping into like, oh, I don't want to go. It's cold and it's dark and it's this and it's that. And so like we're just trying to motivate each other. So I truly feel like, y'all know I have my non-negotiables. I truly feel like it's not a choice. I have to go. Although I don't like the gym, it is important. I have to go. If I go, I will feel better. So I will work on that this weekend. Now I have a live stream coming up on Friday, and I have a special guest. And some of you may already know who it is. Some of you don't. Special guest, don't say anything in the chat, okay? If you already know, then fine, you already know. But if you don't know, then I guess it'll be a surprise on Friday. So let me go ahead and post that stream now. I already have it scheduled. I just kept it private. So I'll go ahead and make it public now so you guys can set your notifications. It's going to be Friday at 7:30 Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. And I may change the title, but I just needed a title so that I could, put it up. Yes, tomorrow's the 17th. Okay. I don't have a thumbnail for it yet, and the title may be adjusted a little bit, but it's now public. So anybody that I hate you, Teddy. Anybody that wants to set their notifications can do so. No, it is not Countess. Lord have mercy. It's not. No, it's a Venetian. My special guest is a Venetian. Okay. If that helps. So I'll come to North Carolina and walk with you. The problem, Teddy, is that I'm about to leave and go to Florida. So you kind of got to catch me, Teddy. I'll be like, zoom, zoom, zoom. Like you got to catch me. If you can catch me, we can definitely walk together. I suppose this is goodbye. Someone else go live. I vote turtle. I literally never gone live. Can you just add more water to the element? Yes. What do you mean? Yes. Did you think that I was saying that it was too salty? No. I'm saying, okay, hold on. Yes. Okay. So what I do with the element salts, right? I don't like them by themselves. They taste nasty, but I also don't like my branched chain aminos by itself because it doesn't taste good to me. It's flavored like watermelon or something, but it doesn't taste that good. I combine them together and I get like a sweet and salty taste, so I like it. So I do 24 ounces of water and I do half a scoop of my my branched chain amino powder, and I do like a third of a pack of element salts. I just sprinkle. I don't dump a whole pack. But what I'm thinking is because I add salt, it makes it easier to drink. Like if this was plain water, it would be really, really hard for me to drink because I have like this physical aversion. Like it's almost like I can't get it down. I can get it down, but I can only get it down in like small sips. Whereas this is a bit easier. And I think the salt is causing me to like want to drink. I think that's what's happening. Time to start, I think. Teddy, have you gone live? No. Vanity just pointed out that you had an incredibly difficult September due to the house fire. You need to give yourself some grace. Lots of us would be struggling. That is true as well. I often forget that other things in my life are going on. So thank you for saying that, sweetie, because you know, I'm constantly house sitting. Y'all wanted me to sit down after the house fire. It's a no for me because I prefer to be in I prefer to be in North Carolina. So a lot of my house sits are here. So what I decided was to just stay close to home. So I'm very close to South Carolina, but I'm still house sitting because I prefer it. Like I'm not fond of our temporary living situation, but I'm grateful for it. I am grateful for it, but it's not the most comfortable as far as like what I want to do, like as far as like working and doing YouTube. And then it's 45 miles to the nearest gym. So with me spending a lot of time in South Carolina, my gym day is a 3-hour day. Not 3 hours of working out. It's about 45 minutes to get to the gym, an hour and a half for my workout, and about 45 minutes back. I only have 4 hours from the time that I wake up to the 4 to 5 hours from the time that I wake up to the time that I go to work. So I got to manage to go to the gym and cook and take care of whatever I need to in about a 4 to 5 hour span. Being in South Carolina as of right now is an inconvenience for what I'm trying to accomplish. So if we still had the house, I would just suck it up. But because we don't, I don't mind kind of being a little closer to civilization. Because we are in the boonies, like no cell reception. Yes, Wi-Fi, but we lost internet connectivity for a day and I couldn't even take it. I had to check back into a hotel. Like, so it's not the most convenient setup. It's not the most convenient setup, our temporary housing, but it's, you know, I'm not being ungrateful because we could be homeless. So we wouldn't have been, but you know, some people end up homeless. So I'm not being ungrateful. It's just, I have other options, so I'm utilizing those other options. And those other options are just for me to house sit close to home. That way I have space to myself. When I'm feeling a type of way, I'm not taking that out on other people. You know what I mean? Or because, you know, you get around family and they kind of wonder, like, are you okay? What's wrong with you? I don't want to have to deal with any of that. I just want to kind of be by myself. Y'all don't see me up under wrong Tommy. I want to be by myself. Okay. So yes. So for those that are wondering why I'm still house sitting since the fire, it's because I want to be by myself. Okay. Like, but it's nice to be able to house sit, but still see wrong Tommy when I want to see him or when we want to see each other. And I get to see my family and I get to be close to my dad. He's still in South Carolina, but he's close. He's like less than a half a day car ride away. So it's fine. Now I did go a little cuckoo because I should not have picked up a house sit in Florida all the way in Fort Myers, but I did. Should not have done that, but I did. I shouldn't have done that, but I did. It's Darlene, isn't it? Darlene is not a Venetian. 7:30 Eastern on Friday. That's fine if you're gonna be late. Hi, Rita. Kiki, kiwi is good for bowel movements. Oh, okay. I didn't know that. Hello, Rita. Make a larger element. Move back in with Tommy. No, I want to be by myself. Me and Tommy just moved apart from each other. I don't want to. No, I want to be by myself. He got his own place, and I went to go live with my dad, which, you know, is a part of me just wanting to spend more time with my dad. He's getting older. You know, Jen may be trying to be my stepmom, but he ain't getting no younger. So, so until Jen comes to keep him company, I gotta stop doing that. Jen, we have to stop this. But whatever. You know. The plan was to spend more time with him, but now we don't have the house. And I'm like, I don't really want to be in the temporary house because it's not the best situation. So, you know, whatever. Making it work, doing what I got to do. Make a larger element. Yes, I need a larger bottle because I was just going to keep doing this for like 3 times a day. So I will be getting through 1 pack of element salt in a day. Right? That's what I would be doing. Like I would do 24 ounces and 1/3 of the element salts, and then do it 2 more times throughout the day. So, I would make a bigger one. I just don't have I would make a bigger one. I should have a bigger bottle. So 24 ounces is the biggest I got. I could put it in my 40-ounce Stanley, but I'm afraid the flavor of the salt is gonna like stick to the inside of the Stanley. Like it's gonna take a lot of work to get the flavor out. So I try not to put any. I'm very weird. Like I don't put anything but plain water in my Stanley because I don't want it to taste like anything but plain water. Even with this, and it could be because it's made of plastic. No matter how many times I wash this, I will never drink plain water out of this thing because no matter how many times I wash it, it tastes like whatever else was in there beforehand. So no. Oh, she likes her space. We all like our space. We do. Me and Tommy are not married, okay? Like, don't do that. We all like our space every now and then. Like, we're gonna be going to the fair this weekend. I'm actually excited. Did I tell y'all that I had a drunky night the other night? I don't drink very often, okay? So we went out to dinner and bowling, and there was a winery. I love a good wine bar. Oh my God, they're irresistible. I love a good wine bar. So we were walking in the rain. It was so romantic and cold. And we walked past this wine bar, and I was like, yes, stop here, because we were waiting for our bowling lane to be ready. And I had some delicious Pinot Noir. And it was really good. And so I had like 2.5 glasses of wine, and I was like bent out of shape for the rest of the night. I'm not a drinker, guys. I'm not a drinker. I'm like that. I want to be married, but do not want to live with anyone. Don't be putting that in the universe. We are not married. I mean, don't put marriage in the universe, but I'm just saying, like, Teddy, don't be putting married couples living apart into the universe. People do that. They do that. But yeah, we lived together before, and now we don't. That should tell you something. Like, we love each other, but we like our space, okay? And I think that that's perfectly fine. Like, it's okay to like your space. And I get the luxury. To me, it's a luxury. Y'all see this house? They actually gave me, I was just here, and then I went somewhere else, and then I came back. They actually gave me the master bedroom this time. So I get to use their fancy bathroom, their shower that has 3 shower heads, and they have like a robot toilet. Y'all, okay, sidebar. I went to use the toilet in the master bathroom, and it was a robot. I think the lid opened on its own, and I couldn't figure out how to flush it. So I'm like looking around, and there was a remote on the side of the toilet. Y'all ever went to use a toilet and there was a remote control? Okay. So I got the remote, which I'm not a fan of having to touch a remote while I'm using the bathroom. Like, I'm not a fan of that at all. But anyway, so I went to look at the remote, and there was like 12 buttons on it, and I couldn't tell which one was flush because it didn't say flush. The toilet seat was hot, so that was warm. So okay, that was one feature. It was a warm toilet seat, and I was confident that it was some sort of bidet feature, but it had buttons with symbols that didn't specify with the thing. It didn't say what was what. Luckily, they had the instructions taped to the wall. If you have to tape the instructions, mind you, I love this couple. They're so amazing. And I really love their like robot toilet. But if you have to tape the instructions to your toilet on the wall, your toilet is too complicated. It's too complicated. If you have to tape the remote instructions on the wall, somebody has missed the plot somewhere. Somebody has missed the plot. Either the creator of the toilet or the installer of the toilet or the picker or the home. Somebody's missed the plot somewhere. But so I had to read the instructions to figure out how to flush the toilet with a remote. Now I have since discovered that I don't have to pick up the remote. If I just stand up, it'll flush on its own. So that's what I do now. I've given up on the remote. I've let it go. I did test out the bidet function a little bit, but there was just too many buttons because it was like, okay, so you have a front wash, but you have a back wash, but you can also change the position of the wash. You can change the temperature and the water pressure of the bidet wash. That is like super hot fire. That is so fire, but I don't have the patience to figure all that out. Like there were instructions, but I wasn't about to be like, okay, front wash. Okay, how do I push it back? Okay, back. Okay, make it a little warmer. No, it's too warm. Make it a little cooler. Okay, I want it to go up, down. Okay, now do back wash. I wasn't about to do all of that. And it had an air dry function. There was a fan on there too. There was a fan on there. So not only can you wash, but you can like air dry. Bit much. It was a bit much, but I was just like, you know what? I'm just gonna moving forward. I'll just let it do its thing on its own. I'll let it flush on its own, and all the extra buttons can like stay there. So, but it's cool. It's a cool toilet. Robot toilet. Toto? I don't know. I call it a robot. It's a robot to me. If I walk into the bathroom and the toilet seat opens, you're a robot. The only thing it doesn't do is talk to me, and I'm very glad it doesn't do that. Like, can you imagine your toilet talking to you as you're going or after you're done going? Like, can you imagine your toilet asking, like, are you finished? Are you ready for a flush? Are you ready for a wash? How's your wash? Is your wash too warm? Is it too cool? Would you like more pressure, less pressure? Like, can you imagine? No, I don't need that. I don't need that. So anyway, but yeah, I like my space because I like the houses that I go to. So I've just been trying to keep it local so that I can stay close, you know, to everybody. Everybody's within reach. And I was feeling a little froggy. I was feeling a little tropical, and I found a house sit in Fort Myers, but it's far as fuck. So it's going to take me like 3 days to get down there. It's far. I'm going to go to South Carolina first, and then I'm going to go to Central Florida, I think. St. Augustine is no, not Central. I think that's like, I don't know what it's called. But anyway, I'm going to go halfway to my destination, and I'm going to go to my destination on Friday. So I'm going to bunny hop my way down to Fort Myers. Holly, if you're still watching, I'm currently studying for a certification. So, and I waited till the last minute to start studying. I guess this is for all of y'all. Like, I'm studying. I waited to the last minute to start studying, so I'm gonna be busy. So I don't know. Like, hey, Venetians, there's a good chance I may get to meet Holly in Fort Myers, but I'm not too sure. I'm not sure. I don't want to make any promises, and then I'm caught up with my certification. But we'll see. I'll be down there for a whole week. All right, so let me get out of here before this gets to 3 hours, because y'all know how I be. So good day to you all. Thank y'all for joining me in such short notice. This did help a lot. This made me feel really, really good. I'm gonna get off of here. I'm gonna make me something to eat. I'm gonna go get I'm gonna go get the damn weighted vest out of the car. Okay, I'm gonna go get it out of the car, and I'm gonna try it on. May or may not walk with it, but I'm at least gonna I'm gonna go put my phone, my watch on a charger too, so that I can track my steps. I don't think I'm gonna get many in 15 minutes, but you know, I'll go do that. And City of Palms, does that mean palm trees? I hope I am reincarnated as a palm tree. I love Florida. Oh my God, I don't want to segue. I love Florida. I particularly love Miami and the Florida Keys. But what I really, really love about Florida is the palm trees. Palm trees make me so happy. Palm trees make me so happy. Like, tulips are my favorite flower, but palm trees make me happy. I love palm trees. Okay. So, that's that. Oh, I love South Beach. Oh, Jen, can we go? Do you want to go? Like, I'm totally trying to go on a cruise for my birthday, and I'm not really trying to like plan a group trip, but would it work if I just like tell y'all where I'm going to be, and then whoever wants to show up just does? Like, how long does it take to plan a cruise? Not like the downsized cruise, not like that. Like, I'm not really into planning group trips, but sun's out, buns out. Yeah, South Beach is my happy place. South Beach is my happy place for real. And I'm trying to figure out what I'm doing for my birthday. Oh, I meant to ask y'all this, but it wasn't going to be on this stream. I'm trying to debate if I want to celebrate my birthday at my birthday in March with a cruise, or skip a birthday celebration and just go to Thailand with my cousin in the summertime. I'm leaning more toward the cruise. One, because it's just more cost effective, but two, I don't want to skip my birthday. I'm turning 30. So I'm thinking about doing a Royal Caribbean cruise for my birthday out of Miami. And I haven't invited anybody yet because I haven't committed to it yet. So I haven't invited anybody. I don't know if I would. This is where I'm going to be. If anybody wants to come, come. If you don't. That's kind of how I roll. That would be cool. What, the cruise? And Jen says Thailand. Do the Thailand. So skip the cruise and do Thailand. But then that means I have to wait till July and I don't get a birthday celebration. Thailand's going to be an expensive trip. Thailand's going to be easily like a $6,000, $7,000 trip. It's going to be expensive. It's about 3 round trip, like flight alone. And I could save a lot of money by doing an Airbnb, but I'm a hotel girly. I don't want to do long. I don't want to make my bed on vacation. So that is your birthday trip. I know, but it's all the way in July. My birthday's in March. Jen. I don't want to wait all the way until July to like celebrate. Oh my God. So it'll be about a week and a half trip because I have to spend 2 days getting there and 2 days getting back. So I'll spend 8 days there if I go. And I always told myself I'm not going to Thailand until I'm ready for surgery because that's where I plan to get. If I get any surgery, if I decide to get surgery, it's going to be there. Potentially like 80% sure it's going to be there. So I was gonna wait until I was ready for surgery in the next couple of years to go. But my cousin's going, my dad may go. My decision to go doesn't really depend on whether or not my dad goes because my cousin's going to be there. So I'm not really planning it with him. I don't even think he knows that I plan to go. But yeah, I'm thinking about a cruise for my birthday. And if I don't do that, then I go to Thailand in the summertime. But Thailand is going to be expensive. Do both. I'm too poor for that. Like, did y'all forget that I freeloaded my way to Europe? I didn't buy that flight and I didn't pay for them hotels. Well, okay, one of the rooms I did pay for, but I freeloaded my way to Europe and it was wonderful. It was great. It was amazing. But my dad not gonna let me pull that shit again for Thailand. He is not gonna let me pull that again for Thailand. Like my dad is one of those people that's gonna make sure his daughter has everything she needs, but the wants are about him. The wants are about him. So he is not about to take his freeloading daughter to Thailand. So if I want to go, I gotta finance it myself, whatever. I just don't think I can do a cruise and Thailand. Thailand is easily gonna be $6,000 or $7,000 without even trying, like without even making much of an effort. It's not, but see, when I get there, it's not very expensive, right? Like I priced it already, and my flight to fly economy with Qatar Airways was about $3,000 round trip. And the hotel was about $1,500. If I did an Airbnb, it'd be about $800. So I could save money that way, but I'm a hotel girl. Like I don't want to, right? So there's that. So that's about $4,500 so far. How am I getting to $6,000? I just kind of like to throw extra money in there. Eating is going to be very cheap there. Whatever activities I want to do is going to be very cheap there. So maybe it'll be closer to $5,000, but $6,000 to be safe. And just in case the flight prices go up by the time I'm ready to book. So let's say $7,000. And it's not like I got that in savings. Like I could just pull $7,000 out of it. Like, no, like I kind of got to actually like save. So that's, I could probably do a cheap cruise in February. But what am I doing on March 31st, Jen? Like that's the problem that I'm having. I am extremely vain. I like to celebrate my birthday on my birthday. I do. Like I like to be where I'm going to be for my birthday on my birthday. So yeah, that's the struggle that I'm having. So I could go on a cheap cruise in February and I could go to Thailand in July, but on March 31st, what I'm gonna do? Come on here and talk to y'all. Hello, I've been to Europe 3 times, going to Thailand next year. Oh, you're gonna have a blast. I hear Thailand, I hear great things. We are going. They are going to Bangkok. They are definitely going. Me, I'm poor, so it's like potentially I'm going to Bangkok. And I don't get paid time off of work. So it's also difficult to, I can get the time off, but I won't get paid for it because I'm a contractor. So when I went to Europe, I lost out on like a week's worth of pay, week and a half. and it was totally worth it because I had a blast. Oh my God. I will never regret going to the Swiss Alps. It was amazing. I'm the same way, V. It's called Sacrifice, V. It's called I'm spoiled. And like, but to myself though, like not other people spoiling me. Like I'm bougie. Like I don't want to make sacrifices. I want what I want. Just a late FYI, I love 10 milligrams. Started 3 weeks ago. Golden Goose for me after 13 months. Oh, I love a golden dose. I love the 10 milligram. I absolutely do. Yes. Now, Jen, it sounds like I hadn't considered this. I totally considered skipping my birthday and going to Thailand in July. I just don't want to. It's the same thing with walking. Like we stubborn, remember? I know what the potential right answer is. I just don't want to do that. I want everything. Like I want all of it. I want everything. So the jury is out, right? Like the jury is out. The Thailand trip is a huge investment. I would have, the way that I looked at Thailand was like, I would rather just wait until I have 20, 30 grand, which I probably wouldn't even need nowhere near that. But I would rather just, let's say 15. I'd rather wait till I have 15 so that I can fly there, stay there for a month, get whatever procedures I need to be done and come back. But my cousin has insisted, just at least take a trip with no surgery. Like just take a trip to enjoy yourself because Bangkok is that nice. So it's taken like, I ain't gonna lie, like a couple years for me to finally be like, okay, fine. I will go to Bangkok and I won't worry about any goddamn surgery. Okay. Like I'll exclude the boob job. Fine. Whatever. So I don't need 15 grand. I need like 7. Okay. Do I have 7 grand right now to go to Thailand? No. Can I get it? Yes. Assuming I keep my job. But then that means I have to sacrifice my 30th birthday on my 30th birthday. Like it's not going to feel like it's not going to feel like a birthday celebration in July. It's really not. But I could look at it as a splurge for the sake of, my 30th birthday. It may not be in March, but I'm turning 30, spend $6,000-$7,000 to go to Thailand. That's a big deal. That's a bigger deal than a cruise. I was only thinking about the cruise because I could kind of whip that up real quick and I won't have to be home for my birthday. My birthday is on a Tuesday. So I would have taken a cruise like that weekend or something like that. But it seems like Jen is like, girl, you crazy, go to Thailand. Girl, you crazy, go to Thailand. And that's the other thing. Thailand is not necessarily a guarantee because I'm only going because my cousin is going. But my cousin feels about Thailand the way I feel about like my cousin goes to Thailand once a year. Like I go to Mexico once a year. I was in Mexico this year for my birthday. So it's not a question of whether or not my cousin is going to go necessarily. But my cousin is also trying to get a different job in a different country. So if that comes up, that could ruin the plans to go to Thailand. And then I don't want to be like stuck in a position where I'm like, I could have celebrated my birthday in March. Did I look at the cruise prices? Cruises are incredibly expensive. It's going to be at least $3 grand to go on a cruise. The cruise that I want to go on is going to be like $3 grand. Unless I drive to Miami. I think the cruise itself, if I really want like a nice room and a nice ship, is going to be like $2,000. And then let's say $1,000 for like other stuff. So maybe $3 grand, $3,500. So cruises are incredibly expensive. That's why I haven't done it yet because I don't want to go on a cheap cruise. I want to go on a nice cruise, a nice newer ship. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's why I'm like, I kind of got to pick one. I can't necessarily do both. Unless I choose something cheap for the cruise, but I don't want to. So it's like, I just keep talking about what I don't want, right? Like beggars being choosers. Ew. Whatever. That's how I am. That's how I am. So I don't know. I'm leaning toward the cruise, but Thailand makes more sense, right? Even though it's more expensive, it's a more significant trip. I can do a cruise anytime. That literally just dawned on me. That's another reason. I can really do a cruise anytime, right, guys? Like I can do that anytime. But I will say, if I commit to Thailand, being home on my birthday is not an option. So I need to figure that out, even if I don't do a cruise. So maybe a house sit somewhere nice. What part of the country is nice in March? Florida? California? What part of the country is nice in March? Like, that's not cold. You know, a place that has some decent house sits that, like, and it's probably because they're avoiding tourism, Aspen. But I don't know if I want to go there in March. Aspen has a lot of house sits, and I think it's because they're trying to get away from tourists, the people that have houses there. Anyway, I gotta figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's fine. I'll figure it out. I'll figure it out. It's really hard for me to deny a trip with my cousin. Like, it really is, because if I don't see my cousin in Thailand, I won't see my cousin next year. So we're like this, and it's we meet where we can. We either go on a trip together, or if I'm lucky, my cousin comes home for like a week or so for whatever reason. But yeah, so Thailand is looking like whatever. That means I need to get to making some YouTube videos so I can make some money. I doubt it, but whatever. All right, so I'm gonna get out of here. Operation Tush Push is back on. I will do my best to make this more than a 3.5 pound loss this month, because I think I'm kind of like stalling out. Like, I'm like, my body is getting real comfortable where it's at, and it's like, no, we got work to do. Okay, so I'm really anxious to get this next 40 pounds off. I'm really excited to get it off, and I just need a little bit of moral support. All right, so for anybody else that's still on their journey, for anybody else that's still losing or struggling to lose, I am here with you. I know the struggle, and if you've already made it to your goals, you know, sometimes maintenance can be a struggle too. And for those that watched that video that I shared, well, I didn't share the video, but the screenshot that I shared on my community tab, stop getting off of your GLP-1, people. Can we end there? Is that too mean? Is that too much? Am I doing too much? Y'all can let me know really quickly before I go. Stop getting off of your GLP-1, people. I'm not your doctor, but stop getting off of your GLP-1. Stop doing that. Like, I'm speaking to the people that are fighting obesity. If you're fighting obesity or overweight and you get on a GLP-1 and it works for you, you're not special. Stop getting off of your GLP-1 thinking that you are the exception and that you are special, so you no longer need your GLP-1. You're not special. If you have a reaction that requires you to get off, that's different. If your insurance kicks you off and you don't have the financial means, that is different. I have all the sympathy in the world for that. But if you are getting off of your GLP-1 for content, or because you think you're special and you don't need it anymore, you deserve whatever happens next. You deserve whatever happens next. If you gain back 20 pounds, you deserve it. If you are not getting off of your treatment, your obesity treatment, for a legitimate reason, you just wanted to try something different, then you deserve what you get. And if that's you being obese again, then that's just you being obese again. It is what it is. That's how I feel. I have no sympathy for people, especially content creators. And I'm saying this out loud because subscribers, viewers need to hear this, because they look at content creators and they get ideas. And although we all are responsible for our own decisions, somebody's got to say it. Stop listening to everybody. Like, listen, who told y'all that GLP-1? I didn't even know GLP-1 drops were a thing. I had to Google it. Who told y'all that GLP-1 drops work, specifically tirzepatide? Because apparently maybe there's some semaglutide drops that are known that may do something. I don't know about that. But specifically for my Zepbound, Mounjaro, and compound tirzepatide users, respectfully, who told y'all that drops work? And patches. I didn't even know about the patches. Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? Who told y'all that? Because what I wanted to know when I was looking it up, what manufacturer released tirzepatide drops and I didn't know about it? Like Eli Lilly released some drops and I didn't know? No. So if they're not coming from Eli Lilly, who the fuck are they coming from? Compounders? So you're letting compounders decide that you can put tirzepatide in drops and put it in your mouth? And that's supposed to work? Where are the studies that shows that work? Like, can y'all just let Zepbound be what it is? Can you just let tirzepatide be what it is? And stop trying to find knockoffs that work as good and then be all confused when you put 15 pounds on. It is an obesity treatment. Obesity is a lifelong fight, which means your treatment is forever. Whatever treatment you choose, because some people never start on a GLP-1 and they're fighting obesity other ways that are working for them. Fasting, low carb keto, vegan, whatever. They found their treatment that works for them. But when you find the treatment that works for you, that treatment is forever. That treatment is forever. It's forever. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm sorry that some of you feel like you just wanted to lose weight and you didn't want to keep doing what you did to lose the weight in the first place because you want to be so different and not be on a GLP-1 when a GLP-1 is the reason you lost the weight in the first place. Like, stop getting off of your obesity treatment. Okay? You don't hear type 2s saying, oh, I stopped my type 2 treatment and tried to use some tirzepatide drops. I stopped my Mounjaro to try to use some tirzepatide drops for my type 2. I don't want to ask if y'all are dumb, but I'm like this close. And by y'all, I mean these content creators. Feel how you want to feel. Once you put yourself out there, once you put your content out there, it's free, it's up for grabs for commentary or criticism or critique, whatever. I'm this close to asking, are y'all dumb? Or are y'all just doing shit for content? Because to regain 14 pounds in 5 weeks, that's what you get. That is what you get. Because, and for the record, I'm talking about GLP-1 girl code, but I'm like, as far as the video, but this is for everybody. This is in general because she's not the only one that has done this. This is for everybody. So I'm not picking on her. She just so happens to be the example. If you get off of your obesity or overweight treatment and you regain weight and you didn't have a good reason for getting off in the first place, that's what you get. And then you come back with a sob story talking about how you're going to go back to what works. Why did you stop if it was working for you? You had no reason to stop. You had no reason, but you thought you were different. You thought you were special. You thought that you were going to be one of the ones that could successfully get off. I'm not saying people can't, but y'all don't even have the sense to titrate down before getting off of your treatment. Y'all don't even have the sense to wean yourself off of your treatment. We don't even know if that would work, by the way, right? We don't even know if weaning would work. Eli Lilly hasn't done the research to figure out how to successfully get off of the medication. So you just stop it? You just stop, not because you were forced to stop by insurance or by financial difficulties or by some sort of reaction to it, or you had surgery or like you had to stop for a surgery, a major medical procedure. No, none of that. You just stopped to try something that is not proven to work because of why now? That's what you get. That's what you get. That's what you get. I hope that she can successfully lose that 14 pounds. And anybody that has stopped their GLP-1 and regained weight and then gotten back on, I hope you successfully lose weight. But newsflash, those of us that have yo-yo dieted for most of our lives, we know that after weight regain, it's significantly harder to get it back off. Nobody told y'all to do that. So if you get back on and it's twice as hard to get that weight off, that's what you get. And I hope that y'all share that with the same audiences that y'all shared the information about y'all getting off in the first place and trying all of these other things that nobody said was going to work in the first place. I hope you share all of that so people know not to follow in your footsteps. Respectfully, I don't have any sympathy. I don't. If your insurance forces you off of tirzepatide and you go to semaglutide and you're not successful, I have sympathy for that. If you are paying for your medication out of pocket and unfortunately you run into financial hardship and you have no choice, you can't get your medication, I have sympathy for that. And your 30 pounds comes back, I have sympathy for that because I could be in that position at any moment. But I'm not going to purposefully stop my treatment, my medical treatment, to try some random product that has tirzepatide on the label. I don't want to call y'all dumb, but I'm this close to asking. VR says tirzepatide, tried and true, tested by reputable companies. They're dumb for quitting and chancing their health. I hope this stops in 2026. I guess we'll see. We got a long way to go before the new year gets here. It's not worth the risk for me to gain the weight back. I can't imagine GLP-1 for life. Hey, geez. Hello. Weight loss treatment lifer. I'm gonna go drop my diamonds because I am a Zepbound lifer. I don't know what is wrong with people. I don't know what's wrong with people, but that's stupid. That's dumb. And like borderline, you should be ashamed of yourself. like I'm sorry. Like I'm really not trying to pick on anybody. And I'm sorry if it comes off that way. Of course, anybody is free to talk to me. I can always drop my link so we can talk. But like respectfully, stop it. Stop the madness. If it's not from Eli Lilly or because what I was trying to figure out is like, where are the drops coming from? Like what company? Like who's saying that? Like who said that was gonna work? And like who created that? Who said you can put tirzepatide in your mouth? Like who said you can put it in your mouth? Who said that? Ignorant? Okay. Well, ignorant is a nice way to say stupid, dumb, whatever. Okay. I'll go with that. Oh, you told her she knew better in her comments? But this is for everybody. Unfortunately, I just I took the bait, right? Because I have been seeing people have titles and thumbnails talking about getting off of their GLP-1 and regaining weight, and I wouldn't take the bait. I took the bait with this one because 14 pounds in 5 weeks, that's insane. I took the bait, so I watched the video, and it was just like, who told you to do that? And I was waiting to hear what happened that was significant enough that you felt the need to come off of your GLP-1, because it's starting to give. This is just for content, and now you're 14 pounds heavier. This is not a fucking game. Like, obesity is not a game. It's not a game. Like, your health is not a game. We don't got time to just be gaining 14 pounds just because. And maybe I'm more sensitive because I've been obese my whole life. Maybe I'm more sensitive because I pay out of pocket for this medication. I don't have time to play around. With not taking my medication and regaining 14 pounds. Like, what? What is wrong with people? I feel bad for people that switch to drops because of her. That is who I feel bad for. This is why I'm saying something. I get that a lot of people don't like to address other content creators because it can look like you're picking on them, but somebody has to say it. GLP-1 girl code, Nick or Neek. somebody but it's not just her. She's just the example, unfortunately, because I took the bait and watched her video. So unfortunately, she's the example, but this is many people doing this. Many people. I addressed it in my last live. Yes, that all getting off and gaining 15, 20 pounds in 90 days, all of them. For what though? Like, for what though? For why? What is the point? What are you getting off of the medication for? And yes, I heard G's talk about this first, but I wouldn't watch any of the videos. I'm like, I'm not taking the bait. I'm not taking the bait. I took the bait. I watched the video, and it just made me feel like I was annoyed. And I was just like, what did you even do this for? What did you even do? And I'm not a subscriber. I'm not like a big watcher. I don't know. It got recommended to me, and I was like, okay, let me listen. And it's like, you're not taking any accountability. Like, not really. You're just talking about how you're going to go back to what you were doing. No, you need to hold yourself accountable, because people are listening to this. You need to hold yourself accountable. Stupid meeting lasted way longer than 30 minutes. Thinking I missed the good stuff. But hello, thank you, Delilah, for joining when you got the chance to. Then proceeds to say she only eats fast food. Oh damn, do I have time for this? Ooh, I did mean to read the comments, but she talks about how, like, mind you, I'm not really trying to make this about her. Like I said, she's just the example, and it's fair game because you put the content out there. Like, you made this decision. But she talks about how she's not into like making dietary changes and exercise changes and all of that. And I really don't get on people about that. Of course, I feel like we should, but it's like, do what you do. But then it's like, if you know you have a problem with food, why would you remove the thing that addresses your problem with food? Why would you do that? Why? And like I said, if somebody wanted to, because even I have considered experimenting with titrating down. Now that some time has passed and I've made it to the magic dose, for me, I kind of don't even want to. But when I was, making my way to the 7.5, even I thought that for maintenance, I would experiment with titrating down so that I could do maintenance on a lower dose. Now I feel a bit differently, but who knows? But people are not even doing that. They're just stopping cold turkey. You have been suppressing your appetite and your food noise for God knows how long. And then you just pop the lid off. You've been suppressing it. And then you just remove all of that suppression and don't expect to eat like a maniac. Man, whatever. Just like those that brag about not moving past the 2.5 like it matters. If that's what works for you, that's what works for you. Like, it really don't matter. If that's what works, that's what works. Like, why would I care if somebody doesn't need a 5 milligram? Why would you put yourself through potential symptoms if you don't need it? If you only stay at a 2.5, you want to stay but if you're staying at a 2.5 and you're struggling, that's nothing to brag about. If you're staying at a 2.5 and you're struggling, there's nothing to brag about. Only eat fast food is beyond not making dietary changes. I don't know her channel that well, so I don't know. I don't know if she only eats fast food. I know she says she does eat it, but I don't know if that's all she eats. McDonald's breakfast sandwich for breakfast, 2 corn dogs every day for lunch, with pizza for dinner daily, and sells programs for it, and is becoming a nutrition coach. Whatever. Whatever. I mean, listen, all of that is like, listen, clearly she got subscribers that dig that stuff. So if they like it, I love it. But I more so care about, like, I take being on a GLP-1 seriously. I take it seriously because it is life-changing. And it's bad enough that people already can't accept that it's an obesity treatment. Like, it is an obesity treatment, but we can't even get our doctors to acknowledge that it's an obesity treatment. We can't even get in our insurance companies to acknowledge that it's an obesity treatment. It gets treated as if it's cosmetic. No, I need my medication. It is a necessity. Without it, I would be obese. I don't want to be obese. I should not be. Obesity is not just a look. It's not just on the outside. It's life-threatening. It's life-threatening. So your treatment is needed to keep you from being obese. Is it the only treatment? No, plenty of people manage their weight without a GLP-1. But for those of us that have made the choice, this choice is forever. Unless life happens and we lose access financially, through insurance, through a medical procedure that we got to get, whatever. If we lose access, shit happens. And we gotta, figure it out from there. But while we have access, I will never understand the people that get access to these medications when so many people can't and then choose to stop. Y'all, somebody got to tell y'all about yourselves. I'm sorry. Somebody got to say it. Like there's so many people that want and need access but can't get it. Like people on Medicaid and Medicare, and y'all over here just stopping because of what now? For some drops? Like I'm really trying not to repeatedly say stopping for content because I don't want to say I know somebody's motive, but that's what y'all act like. She wants subscribers to pay $24 a month to learn about nutrition from her. I found that idea so crazy. She says she dropped it to $15 because she wants people to have access. Never mind. That ain't none of my business. Whatever. Non-compliant and teaching others her bad habits is self-sabotage if they want to pay for it. And I'm only using this for a few months. I'm using it for a few months. You got what's coming to you. That's what I'm gonna say. If that's how you feel, well, good luck. That's why I'm very particular who I watch, follow and take advice from. Yeah, I agree. That's why I can't handle people like her and get so mad over it. Something is off. I hope no one is sending her money. She has some sort of program if they want to pay for it. Hey, Sushi Fitness. I'm hoping I can successfully titrate down for financial reasons, but it's unknown right now. Yeah, me too. Like I was hoping, well, that was before. I love the 10 milligram. I love this dose so much that I kind of don't want to. But when I was making my way up to the 7.5, my maintenance plan was to experiment with titrating down and see if it would work for me. 1, to save money, and 2, just so I could be on a lower dose for maintenance. I don't want to have to take more of a medication that I need. So that was my plan. Now I like my dose. I don't know. I kind of like it. She has a subscribers group, but not yet for nutrition, but she plans to start nutrition coaching. That's almost abuse. It's irresponsible. It is that. My favorite part is when she warned in those videos, she talked about the change, and the new one, she said, yeah, they didn't work. And you were right. If you want to say, I told you so. That I don't feel like she took accountability. I don't feel like she took accountability. I'm sorry, you were right, and move on. No, it was you want to be an ass and address I was wrong and you were right. Go ahead. Yeah, I didn't get the vibe that she was truly taking accountability. I felt like she was glossing over a very stupid decision. This wasn't a health decision. That's why I feel like I get to call it stupid, right? I wouldn't call someone stupid for switching from tirzepatide to semaglutide because their insurance said they had to. I wouldn't call somebody stupid for switching from tirzepatide to semaglutide because they can't afford tirzepatide anymore. I wouldn't call somebody stupid from switching from Zepbound to Compound because they can't afford brand anymore. I wouldn't call somebody stupid for any of that. But I would say you're making a stupid decision if you switch from a FDA-approved medication, right? Like, even though compounds aren't FDA approved, they at least have some history and understanding, right? Like, so as long as you understand the safety concerns, you're pretty straight with the compounds. It's just a matter of preference with that. But who said to put tirzepatide in your mouth? Where is the study? Somebody show it to me. Please, somebody show me the study that says put tirzepatide in your mouth. Because don't y'all think that if Eli Lilly could sell drops, they would? Like, if they had figured out to make this in drop form, they would do it? Don't y'all think that they would do that? Like, whose idea was this? Y'all just be out here doing anything. I'm sorry. I don't feel bad for y'all. If you can regain the weight, you regain it. Hopefully you can lose it. No accountability at all, which is how she responds to all pushback or even questions. I ain't say nothing. I could have said something in the comments. For what? For what? She gonna keep doing what she doing? Okay, whatever. So now I'm gonna use you as an example for everybody else that may be watching. Stop getting off of your obesity treatment. Stop it unless you want to be obese again. It is a hard truth to swallow. It's hard to admit that you need treatment for life. But you need treatment for life, whatever treatment you choose. Some people have found treatment outside of medication. Whatever treatment you choose, you need it forever. There is not going to be a time in your life where your body is not going to try to head toward obesity again. Your body is forever going to try to regain that lost weight. It is. It just is. Your body forever is going to try to regain that lost weight. So you need to fight forever. Like, that's just how it is. She told everyone where to get it and how to get it without even knowing if it worked at all. If you follow that and you like it, I love it, is what I have to say about that. I'm really not trying to pick on the subscribers. I'm not really trying to pick on anybody. I'm just trying to hold her accountable and call that out because she is the content creator. I hold content creators and subscribers to different standards. So I would hold her more responsible. If they see that and they decide to go try it, I ain't got nothing to say about that. Good luck. Is other than that, like, just good luck. Miss Mama says she stopped her Zep and her ADHD meds and went on a cruise and just had a good old funky time. I wonder if my special guest is still in the chat for Friday. Okay. So I think that I wasn't going to react to this video. Jen, I know you said you smelled the reaction. I was not going to react to it. Because react to what? React for what? All I'm going to do is get mad. And people already feel like I be doing too much when I react to people's videos. So it's like, let me just let her have that one. I said what I said. But this comment right here, right? Because I didn't hear this part of the video. I was kind of like, for those that don't know, YouTube kind of crashed yesterday and you couldn't play videos for about maybe an hour, 2 hours. 2 hours, you couldn't play videos unless they were downloaded. And I saw her video, like I saw the thumbnail right during that time. So I kept trying to play it and it wouldn't play. So when I finally did get a chance to play it, I was skipping around in the video. Like, I was skipping through it. So I didn't exactly hear this point and I didn't finish it because I got irritated. I didn't finish it. I got the gist of it, so I didn't finish it. I might have to talk about this on Friday and use her as an example because the topic, I made it public now. The topic is, the GLP-1 social life. Did food become your frenemy? So that's the title. What we're going to be talking about is how being on a GLP-1 has changed your, not necessarily like, not only your relationship with food, but how you interact in other relationships in your life, including your social life. So your social life can just be you doing something by yourself, or you can be doing it with other people. Her going on this cruise would be a part of her social life. So this would be on topic for that. I am not team skip your dose for a special occasion. But she didn't just skip a dose, did she? She got off of her treatment altogether. I don't believe in skipping your dose for a special occasion. I believe either taking it earlier or later, preferably earlier, but I don't believe in skipping it for a special occasion just because you want to eat more. Eat. If you want to be able to eat on your GLP-1 and you can't, lower your dose or change the day of the week that you're taking it. But to just not take it is stupid. That's dumb. So that's what we're going to be talking about on Friday. It's not really about her, but she can now fit in. So I might cover part of her video. But what I'm going to be talking about on Friday is like how I still enjoy eating and drinking alcohol. I don't drink it very often, a few times a year, but when I want it, I enjoy it. I still enjoy eating on a GLP-1. I don't let it impact my social life. When I talk to people that know people that are on GLP-1s, they always say that their friends don't eat. Like this couple that I'm house sitting for, they always talk to me about being on Zepbound because they want to get on, but they don't have the BMI to get the approval through insurance. So their friends are on it and they're an older couple. Their friends are on it and they're like, yeah, our friends barely eat. Like they take a couple bites and be done. And they get all judgmental about us eating our food. And I'm like, I eat. And I, sometimes I finish my food, sometimes I don't. But some people's social lives are really impacted by this. And I just don't feel like it has to be. Like, people are weird. So that's what we're going to be talking about on Friday. And one of my Venetians, one of you guys are going to be joining me. 3 years and still not at goal on meds. 3 years and still not at goal either way, but only on meds 15 months. What the fuck? I was in the air when it happened and I thought it was a Wi-Fi connection. Yes. No, it was YouTube. She said 5 weeks she took the drops, and in 5 weeks she gained 14 pounds. That's what the fuck she get. I don't have no sympathy for that. I would prefer to stay on it for life, but we have to admit these meds are significantly expensive, and it's hard to think that will be for life. Okay, so when I say it's for life, I do give the exception of you having to lose access. That's not your choice, right? So that includes financial. So when you say like we have to admit, I've already admitted that. I've already said that unless you lose access because of a financial problem, your insurance, or because of a medical condition or whatever, then that's understandable. Then you have to find an alternative treatment. But for those of us that have access and we haven't lost access and we do have the financial means, our treatment is forever. Obesity treatment is forever, no matter what treatment you're using. So if I, God forbid, lost my job and I could not pay for a GLP-1, right? Let's say I couldn't pay for compound or brand. I would have to find another means of treatment that may not be as effective, but I like at this point, I don't think I would just accept obesity again. But would I regain some weight? Absolutely. But what we're not talking about people that can't afford their medication anymore. We're not talking about that. We're talking about people that are purposefully choosing to stop their treatment because they don't see it as being a lifelong treatment. So if you don't have a choice, you don't have a choice. But these people are choosing. They're making the choice. They're not saying that financially they couldn't afford it anymore, so they tried to try something cheaper. That's not what they're saying. These people are purposefully getting off of their treatment because they don't see it as lifelong. So although things may happen in life that may cause us to lose access to Zepbound or Wegovy specifically, the only point that I'm trying to make, Sushi Fitness, is that in general, if you struggle with obesity or overweight, and that is why you got on a GLP-1, because people get on for other reasons, right? Like type 2 and some other stuff. But if obesity is the reason that you got on, then you committed to this as your obesity treatment, which means you should be expecting, life happens, it may not work out, but you should be expecting and anticipating that this will be your treatment for life. If at any point we get to a point where financially it's not feasible anymore, then we go from there. But the expectation is that we commit to our treatment for life because obesity is a lifelong battle. That's all I'm trying to say. So I'm not like trying to put down people that may not be able to afford it anymore. Anybody can end up in that position. But these people, no, these people, they don't get that pass. They don't get that pass. She believes in skipping doses for no, oh God, the light. For no reason at all, just because she feels like it, and she'll go off for 2 weeks regularly, whatever. So she Fitness, your situation is different. I hope one day it's approved for long-term obesity control, and maybe by then it will be. I agree. Like me too. Like I'm in this. I would say I'm in a similar position as Sushi Fitness. Like that 500 a month is hard. It's very fucking hard. So who knows if I can stay on Zepbound for another year, 5 years? Like who knows? And it's no guarantee that the price won't go up. But the only point that I'm trying to make is that whatever treatment you pick, just know that obesity treatment is forever, even if you have to switch treatments, right? So they didn't, okay, put it to you like this, right? Ideally, insurance would pay for it and we would take it forever. Ideally, correct. I would 100% want to stay on it for life, but I may need a third or fourth job to do that. Okay, so let me clear this up for you, Sushi Fitness. I'm not opposed to people getting off of Zepbound, right? I'm a Zepbound lifer, meaning that ideally, right? Not literally, ideally, I would like to be on it forever, but we don't know what forever entails, right? So we're talking ideally. However, I'm not opposed to people getting off of Zepbound if if they have figured out an alternative treatment that is a better fit for them. That is not what this lady did. She got off of Zepbound to go have fun and then try to maintain her progress with something that's not proven to work. That was a stupid decision. and she deserves no sympathy. That was dumb. And her logic is what I'm questioning, right? So when I'm making an emphasis saying that you have to take Zepbound forever, you have to take Zepbound forever, I don't mean that literally in the sense that whether you can afford it or not, you better make sure you have it. No. What I'm saying is if you have it for as long as you have access, you should be taking it. If you lose access financially or whatever, that's a different story. We ain't talking about that. If you have access and you have the financial means, you should be sticking to it forever. If you lose access or you no longer have the financial means or you just want to get off of it because you don't like it, then the next step is to seek out an alternative obesity treatment. There are still other treatments, right? Like diet and exercise does work for some people. It just doesn't work for everybody. Bariatric surgery does work for some people. You know what I mean? So there are other treatments. But she didn't do that. She didn't look for an alternative treatment because she didn't see it as treatment. She saw it as a method of weight loss and a method of weight loss alone. No, it is a treatment. It's a treatment. You continue to take your treatment, or you're going to be in a position that you started out with before you started the treatment in the first place. So it's not really about having like Zepbound having to be the thing. It's just the thing that I picked. You know what I mean? So about having to like get extra jobs and stuff. Some people are confident in that. Some people are confident in like, you know, I'll find a way to get the extra money. Some people aren't. But it's not really about that. It's about it's about the mindset of the medication. The medication is a treatment. It's not a get skinny quick like type of thing. Like it's not that. But if you don't take it seriously as a treatment, you can convince yourself that it's okay to just stop taking your medication and go on a cruise and eat what you want. And then want to cry about 14 pounds like that you regained. And then, you know, also supplementing with a treatment that's not even proven to work. The only point that I'm trying to make is that everybody should be looking at it as a treatment. It's a treatment. Whatever. It's a treatment. Someone told me she said she was getting her compounded meds for free and gave it up to try drops. That put me off so hard. You know, how many people can't afford it and would do anything for it? I believe the industry will come up with a low dosage option for maintenance. I hope so. Not an accountability conversation. It's a choice conversation for those being mentioned. If accessibility is an issue, it shouldn't be started because it's not a short-term treatment, unfortunately. I don't know if I agree with that, G's, because we don't know what could happen in the future, right? None of us are guaranteed access to Zepbound or Mounjaro forever. Ideally, right? Like we don't know what could happen. There could be another shortage. I doubt it, but we don't know what could happen, right? Like God forbid, we live in a weird country right now, but our country's getting a little weird. Like people are looking to take matters of, you know, beliefs and feelings into their own hands and hurt people as a result. So you never know what's going to happen, right? Like Eli Lilly is building all of these factories all over the place to keep up with production. Like you never know. Somebody could decide to cause harm to those places. I'm not trying to fear monger. I'm just saying no medication is guaranteed forever. But should you anticipate that you will? I'm more so arguing the mindset and not accessibility. I feel like we're getting caught up in accessibility when that's not really the problem. So I would never tell a person, if you can't guarantee that you would have afforded forever or your insurance will cover it forever, then you shouldn't start. I wouldn't necessarily say that, because then that would say that people shouldn't start Compound, and I don't believe that. I started Compound, and within a month, the FDA, it was off the shortage list, or within 2 months, it was off the shortage list. So for somebody like me, that was scary. I also wasn't very well prepared for the fact that that might happen. And I blame the telehealth companies for that, because they didn't explain that to people. So with that being said, the people that started Mounjaro during a shortage, will we tell them not to start because there's no guarantee that they could get their dose or the next dose? I don't agree with that. So it's the same thing about, you know, it's the same thing. Like when you say accessibility can be a shortage. It can be financial. It can be insurance. It could be where you're located in the country. Maybe your pharmacy is not super close to you. Accessibility encompasses a lot of things. So I would definitely, especially knowing that some people started during the shortage, I would never say those people should not have started the medication because there was a shortage. No, they need to work harder to get up to speed. Eli Lilly need to work harder, and they did. They did. So I disagree with that, geez. Wow, V, you're still live. We are in hour 3. I need to see this lady's video. Can somebody send me the deets? Sure. 1 second. I can share it. I don't know if it's gonna let me post this link. How do I do this? Create post, copy. Try this, Sweet Tea. See if that works. I put the link to the video in the chat. That's a really good point. I never considered that there's so many people who don't consider this, but instead just consider this like they were taking diet pills that they get at the grocery store. Absolutely. People don't look at it as a treatment. My doc says she has seen many T2D get their GLP-1. We will remove once they have so many labs come back in a row that are showing no longer even pre-diabetic. No one is guaranteed lifelong access. Exactly. So to say like, so basically Delilah's saying that when people are getting like they're healing from their type 2s, they're losing even coverage because they're not type 2s anymore. So nobody is guaranteed access, whether you're paying for it out of pocket or insurance. So, but I would never feel that people shouldn't start. Like, okay, if you're looking at it as in I should just lose 10 pounds. I mean, I try not to pick on people that really just want to lose weight. I really try not to pick on them, but I would say just don't be surprised if the 10 pounds come back after you stop. Now, those are people that are not obese and not type 2 diabetics. I'm specifically speaking from the lens of an obese person. For obese people, non-obese and type 2Ds, separate groups. But for obese, and if you are obese and type 2, then I'm talking to the obese, like I'm specifically talking to the obese people. If you're on your medication for obesity or overweight, right? Because I don't think overweight people should be excluded. Nobody should be overweight. You don't have to be overweight. You know what I mean? It is a treatment. It is not like some pill that you can grab off of the shelf in Walgreens. It is a treatment. If you are not going to take it seriously as a treatment, then don't start. Because if you stop, just expect that the weight will come back. If you're comfortable with that, fine. Play around with your body if you want to. Play around with your health if you want to. Fine. If you want to play around and you got money to play around, then go play around. But what I'm saying is, for people that are obese, you should be looking at treatment for obesity as something that is forever. I think everybody needs to consider what they will do if they lose access to a GLP-1. Although some of us are GLP-1 lifers and we want access forever, I think it's still appropriate to consider what we're going to do if that is not our reality, whether as a circumstance financially, or you get kicked off based on your insurance, or there's a shortage, or whatever the case may be. Forever is not guaranteed, but that's the plan, right? Because I understand that I got to work on this for forever. I got to work on it forever. So the plan is forever, but I'm not guaranteed forever. That's all I'm saying. I know some people who have reduced their injections to monthly and have successfully maintained their weight within a 20-pound range, a 10-pound range. You know what? I would not be surprised to hear that, Pat. I mean, I'm not surprised to hear that. I don't know what the like details are of that, because maintenance is still under research. Like, maintenance is still being researched. But I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, I got you, Delilah. I wouldn't be surprised if once a month people were able to maintain about a 10-pound fluctuation. I wouldn't be surprised about that at all. I'd take that. I mean, I'd prefer like an every 2-week type of deal, but if it turns out that, like, you know, people can successfully maintain about a month, like what about a monthly injection? But would they have to be on a higher dose for that to be effective? Because I could see my 10 milligram holding me over for about 2 weeks. Now, will the food noise return maybe like halfway through that second week? Potentially. But I feel like with a higher protein diet, I can manage it. But I'm not even like interested in doing that. I'm just, people, I feel that people are going to figure out maintenance before Eli Lilly does, because so many people are going to experiment that there will be a movement of how to effectively go through maintenance before Eli Lilly ever comes out with the studies. That's how I feel. That's how I feel. So yeah, that's my take on that. I think people should stop giving up their GLP-1s if they have access. Like, if you, other than financial means, right? Like, other than it, you don't have a choice, right? Stop giving up your medication for fun. There it is. I said it. There it is. I said it. Stop giving up your medication for fun, because regaining 15, 20 pounds, 30 pounds ain't fun. It ain't fun. Trying to lose it ain't fun either. Stop giving up your medication for fun. Please stop. Stop. And if you're a viewer and you see people doing that, please don't do that. Take your treatment seriously. It's not just an injection. It's not just a pill. It's not just none of that. The audacity to think that a drop under the tongue can be as effective as an injection is asinine. That means you don't take it seriously. It's very ignorant, and it makes it seem like you make people that seriously need GLP-1s, you make us look bad because you present as if this treatment isn't what it is, which is like a godsend. It's effective because the work was put into it to make it effective, but you think it's appropriate to just dismiss all of that, dismiss all of the studies, dismiss all of the research, dismiss your entire experience, and replace that with some drops, unverified, unvetted. That's asinine. That's asinine. That means you don't take this seriously at all. And this is only about losing a few pounds for you. Like, I don't know how much weight she's lost. She could have lost 50 pounds. I don't know. But you don't take that weight loss seriously. You don't take it seriously. You don't take the means to get that weight loss. You don't take that shit seriously. And I don't like that. As a person that, my access to this medication is tied to my ability to keep my job. Because if I had a job that paid me less, I wouldn't be able to afford to pay $500 a month for this medication. So I take that shit very seriously. People play too much. Girl, I never imagined that or Novo would be looking into maintenance on these meds. I think they are. I think they're looking into maintenance. Maybe not necessarily titrating off, but I think they are looking into maintenance. I think Eli Lilly is doing the maintenance studies now, I think. But I don't really get into all of that. 1,000% agree with all of that. Yeah. So let me get off of my high horse. We're going to talk about this a little bit on Friday with our special guest. And for those that are uninitiated, maybe I'll play the video for them. So if you haven't already, make sure you like the stream. Make sure you subscribe. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Yes, Nicole, and you said tush push. Operation tush push, baby. Come on. I can get another. Okay, I was about to say another 10 pounds off in 2 weeks, but that's mad much. I lost a week, so now my goal is looking like true. But I can get another 4 to 5 pounds off in the next 2 weeks. All right, I gotta tighten up. And before I get out of here, Nicole, I am cleaning up my face with salicylic and glycolic before I incorporate the retinol. So I've been treating with salicylic for 2 days now to try to clear up my my chin. My forehead is already like mostly clear, and this has already started to go down. But I just need like another day or two on my chin, and then I will move into the retinol, because I was looking at the differences, and it's like, yes, the retinol is good for acne, but I would rather it be more so preventative than trying to clear up what I already got going on. So I kind of want a little bit of a clean slate before I move into adding the retinol. But I've been using the gel moisturizer, the cream, gel. The barrier fix. Yes. Yes. I've been using that and I really enjoy that. And I'm about to go put on my sunblock because I didn't put on sunblock this morning because I haven't gone outside. So I'm gonna put on some sunblock, and I got, you know, an hour and a half before work. So I'll go for a quick walk. So goodbye, everybody. Goodbye, Delilah. Good evening. Good afternoon. See y'all later. And Sushi Fitness says, I 100% agree with everything you said. I have a for life mindset, but you never know. I agree. We do not know. We do not know. But I think my problem is with the people that don't have that mindset even to begin with, right? Like, we should want treatment for life, even if it may not work out that way. Even if it may not work out that way, but to purposefully give up on your treatment, you're a joke. You don't take this seriously. Gel cream. You don't take it seriously. And I don't like that. And you're out here teaching people, never mind charging them for what you're teaching them, but whatever. Like, okay, if they like it, I love it. I'm not hating on that. I'm not trying to get into personal, but whatever. All right. So I'm going to get out of here. I love you all. If you haven't already, check out the live stream that I've posted for Friday. We have a special guest. Our special guest is very vain, very Venetian. Girl, don't say nothing in the chat because I didn't tell the people it's you yet. Okay. But I'm going to have I think my very first collaboration. Yeah. I think I'm having my very first collab. Yes, I am. I have my very first collaboration this Friday. So I'm really excited. And we will revisit this topic because it deserves some extra attention. So please like the stream on your way out. I love you all. And I will see y'all in the next one. Bye. Bye, Sushi Fitness. Bye, Nicole. Bye, Delilah. Bye, Sweetie, Pat, and Jen, and G's, and all of you. I love you all. I'll see y'all later. Bye.